Welcome to Evergreen Speedway's Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11.
Aw, man, it's going to be an exciting Home Track Heroes today on Seattle 11. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here live out at Evergreen Speedway. Caleb Hart, Chad Fitzpatrick. Chad, have you seen the lineup for today's show? We got like 10 A-mains to get in today.
We got a whole bunch. We got big trucks, we got little trucks, we got big figure eight cars, we got bus figure eights, and we got all sorts of stuff to get through.
We got little baby figure eights, too.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we got the little trucks to start with, right?
Yes.
So let's get her up and going. By the way, if you're playing the at-home game today, every time one of us says the word car when a truck is on the track, you get to fine us an entire $1 at the end of the show. We'll take those dollars and we'll donate them to my favorite charity, my gas tank. We are ready to go with the Pro 4 Truck main event. On the pole for this one is Pete Brady. He's in the number 4 truck out of Tacoma, the OK Produce Machine. Next to him, from Snohomish, it's the 8 of Shane Green.
And second row inside, the 24 McKenna Cox out of Arlington, sponsored by Flynn Carpet Sense, and the 46 of Calvin Miller out of Arlington.
Row number 3, the 30 truck is Rod Helmuth, and next to him, the 9 truck is Mikey Vaughn out of Arlington. The Alley sponsors him.
The 21 of Nick Nicholson Jr. and the 05 of Eric Angelis.
And row number 5, the 2 truck is Mason Warren out of Everett. Next to him, Cody Cooey from Snohomish, the Gearhart Trucking 46 truck. 10 trucks. They will go a bunch of times in and around. First time we have seen the Pro 4 trucks here on the season at Evergreen Speedway.
I believe this is the first out of 2 or 3 visits we'll see this year at Evergreen Speedway. It is Pete Brady on the pole, and wow, a different paint job. I believe he's had the same paint job for the last 20 years, so this is definitely a different thing to see.
Well, he's mixing her up, and that's okay. Coming down the front straight away, Home Track Heroes for this Sunday is underway. Of course, Home Track Heroes brought to you by Gene Johnson's Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
They are 2x2 off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Shane Green hanging tough on the outside. Pete Brady doing the same as they go to turn number 3. Can't even tell they've taken the green flag as they come off of turn number 4.
No, side by side, and he got great side-by-side racing all the way through and back through the field. As Green gonna nose ahead in the 8 truck to start things off. He will lead coming out of turn number 2 on lap number 2, and following up on the inside, there's McKenna Cox in the 24, working her way forward. Championships and race wins are a tradition in the Cox family. She's just looking to carry it on.
Most definitely. The Cox family probably has a good 7 or 8 championships out here at Evergreen Speedway. Multiple figure 8 national wins, 60 Minutes of Fear. But the battle on the track right now is for 5th between the 30 truck, already started one.
There's a buck.
That is Eric Angelis or Rod Helmuth. And back up front is the 8 of Shane Green leading the way.
Now, you'll know this one. How long has it been since we saw Rod Helmuth out here in a race vehicle of any kind? Noted small car driver back in the day, right?
Yeah. Actually started off in the bomber division, then moved to mini, so long time ago. So it's probably been a good 3 or 4 years since we've seen Rod out here. Great to see him back out.
You know, more of our modern fans would identify with Molly Helmuth out here for a while, but
Yep.
it's Rod back in the truck and racing with us outside the top 3 for the moment as you're watching Shane Green, the black, blue with white number 8, and there's McKenna Cox. Cox, the black with yellow and kind of grayish number 24 truck rolling up on his inside, looking to take the lead away from him with Brady in 3rd.
And we have a top 3 breakaway, and Shane Green having a really good run up front. I've noticed that he's been opening up the corners, but gaining a little bit more speed compared to McKenna Cox off of turn number 2, except that time McKenna possibly looking to the inside, and she will as they go to turn number 3, leaving the door wide open for her.
Nice run, McKenna Cox down to the inside. They'll go number to number off the turn and propel the 24 truck into the top spot now. Smart down to the inside. Brady saw a lane. He's going to try to push his way through and into 2nd with Helmuth in the 30. The red, white, and blue America truck coming up on the inside of Shane. And quickly, 1st to 4th, you can shuffle back in a hurry.
Yeah, that outside groove for these trucks, definitely not a fast one as the 4 Brady slow, barely misses the tires. And we are staying green so far, and the yellow will come out.
So we'll get a look at the replay. Our awesome Home Track Heroes video staff will give us a look from Mikey Vaughn's perspective coming through, and you can see the smoke off the rear tires. From Calvin Miller on the inside in the 49 truck, we'll have to check that. As we take a look, one more run around. There is the 4 of Brady spinning down the front stretch. All right, so we got a caution. Few laps into this. Racing conditions have been good so far for these truck drivers, but now they got to restart, and we have seen very interesting restarts in the trucks in the past.
So here we go with 7 laps in, and we will go green this time by. and it is McKenna Cox with the lead. Rod Helmuth on the outside. Calvin Miller, the rookie in this division, looking to grab second as we got the 46 of Cooey going around and collects just barely gets into the 4, Pete Brady.
Aha, caution flag comes out. So, from Vaughn's perspective again, and looping around is the 46 truck. Down the back straightaway, we'll take a second look at her as around goes Cooey. Trucks are twitchy today.
Very twitchy, but unfortunately, you said the race conditions were good. I was noticing a little water on that camera, so there might be a little bit of that wet stuff coming down now.
And it might be something to monitor here as we work in and through the early portions of our program. And you're right, that pavement starting to look a little bit darker than you would hope it to be. All right, now I know why Calvin Miller threw me for a loop on that one. We had him as the 46 truck in the original lineup, so it's a 49 out there.
Got it.
That's where we were. All right.
3 wide for third as Rod Helmuth not having a good quarter that last lap. It might be a little bit of that wet, slippery track that he's racing on right now.
And it's going to make things extraordinarily interesting for these drivers. You know, they'll consistently say, and you've got a lot of drivers who have come from a stock car, which has more even distribution of its weight, of its power, etc. These trucks are strange because you've got all of that wheelbase and nothing over the back end typically to keep the back tires down. So you see them swim the corners a lot more often in these machines.
Yeah, this would probably be honestly the worst worst truck to ever drive in the rain. As now I know $2 so far, but Calvin Miller coming in quick on the 24 McKenna Cox. McKenna looks like she's struggling a little bit going off the corner and going to open up the door for Calvin Miller as they go into turn number 1.
And it could be one of those deals, too, where McKenna might be tiptoeing the turn a little bit more. Again, a little more patience, a little more of a conservative approach with the wet weather. As you can see, a little bit of moisture on these screens here. So Miller going to peek down low. There's McKenna up high. We'll see what kind of runoff they get, and looks like we are even Steven at the line with Miller making the bid for the lead.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell who was the leader at that time, but now you can definitely tell Calvin Miller to the inside. McKenna Cox trying to fight hard on the inside, 2 by 2 as they go into turn number 3. McKenna's truck is very, very tight, struggling to come off that corner.
She pushed her a little bit harder through the center of the turn, and you saw at corner exit that truck just not wanting to keep rotated so she could keep her foot in the gas. Back straightaway, it is Miller opening it up in the 49 truck, and they've been working on this rig since last year to get her out and going. Calvin making him, the family, everybody look really good here in the maiden voyage.
If he can make this work, this I believe will be a second race. Their opener was at South Sound Speedway last month, and I believe he got in the top 5. And if he could make this work, take it all the way to the win, that'd be very impressive. That means he's probably won every single car
right.
that he's been in.
Well, just in the last few years, we've seen him do an abundance of figure 8 stuff. Also saw him out there street stock for a little while, and competitive in that too. Back in the pack, good race between Pete Brady and the 8 of Shane Green. Give the spot to Brady in the Ford truck as time ticking away on this main event, just about halfway home.
Yeah, halfway this time by. Way to make a comeback for Pete Brady. Nearly needing to replace that whole car 10 laps ago and going back onto the podium spot.
Truck 3.
Truck, yep, 3.
All right, Chad's down $3 already on this one. Well, we'll have to. We might have to get some sponsorship for the segment before this is over, right?
Still haven't bought you a gallon of gas yet. So.
Goodness, half maybe. Miller, Cox, and Brady, and we have got one around. Caution flag is out for the 21 truck, Nick Nicholson Jr. We're getting in the headset here, and we did not catch that on one of the few times that we don't catch it on camera. Weird. We got cameras in every. Oh, no good. Cameras in every corner here for you on Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11. Let's get back to her. We're 15 in and 15 to go. And the first main of the day, Pro 4 trucks. Miller now has to restart. Pete Brady up and on the outside of him as McKenna Cox nowhere to be seen all of a sudden.
Yeah, very interesting to see what happened to her as Pete Brady drives right alongside the 49 of Miller, has the advantage as they go into turn number 3. Looks like the track is still slowly starting to dry off because it looks like they're gaining their speed like they did at the beginning of the race. And your new leader, Pete Brady, off at turn number 4.
Talk about an advantageous yellow flag for Brady. He's already gone all the way to the back of the field and come all the way back forward. 16 in and 14 to go. He drives around Miller. As Green now in third place position in the 8 truck. And yeah, like you said, Brady was able to go upstairs and have some traction stick to him. So I think you're right. That surface, and you can see it down by the start finishing line. There's some dry patches showing up.
Yeah, and that's definitely what you want to see, especially when you're out there right now. But Pete Brady has not left Calvin Miller. Calvin Miller's hanging tough, about 2 to 1 truck length separating them as they go into turn number 3. Sails are in there. It sticks. and Pete Brady may be in trouble here.
That move, half a groove up from Miller, it looked like it picked up a lot of truck speed for him, as now he is going to open his entry up and try to curve underneath in the corner 1 and 2. He had the lane but couldn't get a big enough run. Brady knows he's there. Watch and see if he does it again. Same idea. He starts wide in the corner and comes down through the middle of the turn. It's a really good line for Calvin Miller.
Yeah, that's definitely a smart thing, but after watching Pete Brady's line, he might have to look to the outside, but no, he doesn't. Pete Brady goes up high, opens up the door for Miller. They're side by side off of turn number 2. We're going to flip how they did the last time, as he's going to sail her into turn number 3. Pete Brady hanging tough on the outside, and we got one going around.
Interesting enough, we had seen Brady run a very defensive line down the front straightaway that time, as he had cut down hard to try to stop the path of Miller to the inside. Miller had the run on him in that straightaway, but unfortunately, Mikey Vaughn, going to bring this field back to, well, a double file formation and another restart with, I'm assuming, going to stick Miller on the outside of Brady, as there's a second look at it.
Yeah, because it looked like he didn't have the lead, so we'll go back to last completed lap, and that will definitely should put Miller on the outside.
Calvin will be kicking his luck for the yellow flag coming out. Pete Brady will be thanking the racing gods for a second. We're down to 11 to go. Field is slimmed up a little bit, but we're getting close to the end. Let's see how it all shakes out. Brady and Miller. It's Brady in the white truck, Miller in the black truck, and Miller's got a nice run through the middle. Can he hold it?
And he does. Off at turn number 2, he will grab the lead and have about a truck separating them as they go into turn number 3. Personally, if I was him, I would want to stay to the outside.
Well, we'll see if he's going to do it. We're going to finish off this Pro 4 Truck A main event and have so much more coming up. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. You're watching Home Track Heroes from Evergreen Speedway on Seattle 11. Well, we're still here on main event number 1 of our 10-feature show. Here on Home Track Heroes, you are watching the Pro 4 trucks out there. The 49 truck driven by Calvin Miller going for his first Pro 4 truck win. And, of course, Home Track Heroes brought to you by Gene Johnson Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Chad Fitzpatrick, it looks a lot like Calvin Miller, 1 lap away from Pro 4 truck glory.
He looks up in the mirror and wonders where everyone went. White flag, 1 lap to go as we got a battle for the final podium spot. Rod Helmuth and Shane Green as they come down to the white flag.
Yeah, and you know what? It looks like the pace is slowed. Again, it had picked up and now slowing once again. As you can see, some of those dry spots have gone bye-bye in the front straightaway. So Mother Nature playing erratic with us at best just during this Pro 4 truck main.
Yeah, 2 different types of weather, but that didn't stop Calvin Miller. Off turn number 4, it'll be Calvin Miller to the checkered. Second will be Pete Brady, and third, well, Rod Helmuth.
Wait for a while. Yeah, no kidding. They were a ways back, so kudos to your top 2. They had gotten away and run away with it. So number 1 down, 9 to go, and coming up next, it is the Monroe Grocery Outlet Super Stock Figure 8A feature. Hey, big shout out as well. Night sponsor is HCI Steel Buildings for the first portion of the show. Big thank you to them. Let's get a look at the lineup for the Super Stock Figure 8s, and pole sitter for this one is going to be the 68 of Blaine Manning, the Be Happy carpet cleaning car. Next to him, 69 of RJ Mackey, sponsored by Blue Jay Productions.
The 17X of Rick Yargis out of Stanwood, sponsored by McCarthy General Contractor, and the 63 Robert Big Bird Weldon, sponsored by Alpine Roofing LLC out of Arlington.
There's the Grizz. Doug Delfell back with us in the 88 car, sponsored by Protocol Plumbing and Sewer. Next to him, Rick Jones in 66 of Linwood, sponsored by Winter Speed Shop of Burien.
Sheridan Vincent's the 43 car, sponsored by Siskin Power Equipment out of Darrington, and the 72 Jeff Talbert out of Arlington, sponsored by Pilchuck Heating.
Full field here today, 45 of Chevy Vincent, and then behind him from Darrington Homegrown Hair Studio, and Jessica Wilkinson, the JE55 from Marysville, sponsored by Pilchuck Heating and Air Conditioning.
The 5 is Quentin Borison out of Aberdeen, sponsored by Mary's Towing, and the 67 Mackenzie Dietz out of Monroe, sponsored by BECU.
Final 3 starters will be the 67S of Chris Southard from Everett, the All-Solve Plumbing car, Bill Fleischacker, the 36 from Duval, and the Papa's Bar in Monroe. And watch for the 52 of Keith Taylor at the back of the field, and that's not a great way to start.
That's not going to last long, as, yeah, unfortunately, the rain looks like it continues to fall, as it looks like, yeah, we didn't get 1 lap in. Didn't even get about 2 feet in.
I like the new colors on the Blaine Manning car. Unfortunately, instead of leading the field, now he's going to be chasing everybody around and try to come back. Is that like black and, you gonna say black and orange or black and red? Hard to say. I've got terrible eyes.
Red than anything.
We're going with red?
I'm going to go with red.
All right, black and red it is. So Manning, unfortunately, from the pole, from the penthouse to the back to the outhouse, and we'll gather them all back up. Great field, 17, 16, 15, somewhere in there.
Still
lots,
a full field.
Lots, and it's going to make for a busy intersection and a great race. Second try in Manning's back up
We
front.
made it 2 feet, so that's more than we did last time as R.J. Mackey and Blaine Manning fight for the lead as they go down through the south turn. Everyone tiptoeing. They're about probably 2 seconds off the pace of what they normally would be in a dry track. And up front, it is R.J. Mackey looking to lead lap number 1.
Now, as opposed to the Pro 4 trucks, who did manage to dry the track out a smidge, these guys have a wider tire patch on the raceway, plus a very narrower band of where they're going to run on it. They in and of themselves might be able to dry this track out for themselves while they run around it, depending on how much additional moisture Mother Nature puts down.
Very well could be. This track is older. The asphalt's older. It will take a very short time to dry the track, so maybe if it quits raining by now, in 15 laps, it could start to dry up.
Well, hope so. Put it at the halfway point of this race. The intersection gets really funky when you've got a lot of water down. It gets funky enough when you got a full field, much less put that in. As take a look, Quentin Borison really picked his way through early nicely.
And I've started to notice the field is starting to spread out, so we should see some intersection traffic in the next probably 5 laps or so, as that top 2 is starting to break away from the field, as the 69 are R.J. Mackey and the 63 Robert Big Bird Weldon hanging on for dear life. As I've noticed back in the field, Grizz Doug Delfell, 50 years.
This marks number 50 for him.
Number 50. That is a record here at Evergreen Speedway.
So our 70th anniversary season, and Doug Delfell has been here for 5 decades of it. What a cool deal for him as you're getting a look. Battling for, I'm going to say, 4th at the moment. That's Yargis in the 17, and he's got Borison in the 5 car right on him. Borison whipping his way through.
And we got the 69 car with his hands full. Robert Big Bird trying to get around to try to grab the lead, trying to get as far away from the field as they can because he knows those fast guys are coming through. But you don't want to get out too far because then you're going to have traffic in the intersection
and you
to
can
deal with.
Yeah, you can already see the back of that traffic starting to make their way into the corner as they're getting into the intersection. It won't be too long as there's Borison climbing around the outside. Yargis was thinking about trying to pass on the 68 of Manning, but give the spot to Borison, right place, right time off the inside of the corner. Now Yargis shoots, and he's going to get a little bit long up and around, give the spot firmly to Quentin, who goes to work on Manning right away.
Yeah, he has been definitely the car on the move right now, moving anywhere that car will let him go, as he isn't able to get around the 68 of Manning as fast as he probably anticipated, except for that time he'll go right underneath, swapped up a little bit, but back up front it's still Mackey and Weldon.
Up front, battle for the lead. Mackey and Weldon really setting the pace, and there is a gap between them. Back to Borison. They're not quite up to the back of the field yet in the intersection here in the Monroe Grocery Outlet. Superstock Figure 8s. Monroe Grocery Outlet, your locally owned neighborhood grocery store, offering name brand products, fresh produce, organics, wine, and more at 40 to 70% less than the traditional grocery stores. Shop them first and save. Monroe Grocery Outlet, the proud sponsor of our Superstock Figure 8 class.
Well, R.J. Mackey, meet intersection traffic, because that is what you're going to be dealing with right here as they got the 76 of South Third looking, and he will stop, making a very good decision right there.
Yeah, business decision for him as he decides, I'd like to keep my race car intact. I'll just hit the brakes for a sec. No big deal.
And the car also that they're going to be meeting with in the intersection is Keith Taylor in the 52. That is a Dart. And I'm talking
Like
a literal Dodge Dart. And
Really?
that is a full stock body. You do not, with that late model car, you do not want to hit Keith Taylor.
Keith Taylor is a brave man for driving a Dodge Dart.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about on the racetrack in this version. So. Borison, you can see from the in-car camera, big thank you to Brandy Hood Promotions on the GoPro usage and the footage here on Home Track Heroes. He's got a nice run on Delfell as they're going to come up and put a lap on one of the slower cars.
Looks like Rick Jones.
So Jones, lap on him. As intersection, yeah, it's starting to boogie out there in the center of the racetrack.
Oh, yeah. They got a lot to deal with as Borison trying to do anything possible, try to get around Robert as they got a little bit more lap traffic, and Taylor will let him go by, and Quentin just sails her into turn 3, and it sticks, though, for him.
And is it just me, or are they picking up the pace as well?
I think so. The track is drying off a lot faster than even I anticipated.
Yeah, put a little heat in the tires at the same time, too. So that tepid pace that we had early is really getting good now as you're watching split screen action with Borison trying to work the outside here in the North Pole. Now, if he can keep up to the side panel, you would have the inside going into the South Pole, but he couldn't quite do it. As we focus on that battle now on both screens, the left and the right.
What I'm starting to notice is Weldon will let it drift up a little bit, and he will use that to his advantage because then he'll use all that horsepower to get off the corner a little bit better than Quentin Borison. The other thing that I would be a little more concerned about is Robert Weldon doesn't stop in the intersection.
No.
So,
And that's well known.
and if he doesn't stop, you won't know what car's there. So you're going to get involved with it as well.
You can see Borison kind of timing him up, and that horsepower advantage you were talking about is very evident right there. You can see Quentin get up to about the rear quarter panel, but right about here when Weldon starts picking up the pace and the throttle, he'll drive away to the point where Quentin has got to get him by driving further into the turn like he did there. Now, does it stick? So far, so good, but Weldon still enough to keep him at bay as they get back through the intersection again. This is a great chess match.
Oh, most definitely. As one thing that's probably a huge factor in this is when Borison goes up half a lane, it's still wetter up there.
Yep.
So that is definitely a big hindrance to him. And then Mackey, while those two are racing hard, Mackey's not leaving them at all. So it's a really great top 3 breakaway for the lead.
Yeah, the top 2 have been super impressive as there's Jones again. Stalled out and nothing doing with, well, Mackey, poor time to brake as they're going to get 3 wide, and that's going to cost him the lead. Robert Weldon to the top spot now, Mackey 2, and Borison a new partner to play with there behind him.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see if maybe Quentin Borison might have a little bit of an easier or a harder time to get around the 69 of Mackey, as Mackey looking really loose, so we got a whole bunch of traffic in the intersection to deal with.
Yeah, so flash forward here as they come into the South Pole. There's Borison up on the back of Mackey with Jones in the 66 in and behind. They'll go through the intersection, full brake job, and some guys are going to be needing new front end parts, guys and girls, this coming week, as that is the 66 of Jones, the 55 of Wilkinson, and the 52 of Taylor. Somebody ran into the Dodge Dart. Oh, boy.
Oh, that is not the car you want to hit. As, yeah, Dietz doing a great job missing that. We'll see what happens here. Oh, yeah.
Wow. And you can see Rick was full stop trying to whoa up before that happened. And yeah, have you ever wondered what thousands of dollars of damage looked like at the blink of an eye? Ask me about my Friday night. But second, watch here on the screen is that's exactly what just happened in the Superstock Figure 8 race.
So now we got the 63 of Weldon win the lead, and we will go back to green this time, but it looks like it started to rain again.
Oh boy, and you can see that from our Home Track Heroes cameras. Borison going to take full advantage of Weldon. Weldon around, but Borison got wide. Now if this stays green, we could have a huge change. We're taking a look at Weldon, and we do. Dietz restarted about 4th or 5th, and now McKenzie into the lead on the restart.
Definitely took advantage of that unfortunate spin for Weldon, but yeah, right place at the right time for Dietz and Borison, as Kenzie Dietz possibly going for 3 this year. I think it's 3 or 4.
Yeah. Wow, so McKenzie, right place, right time, as Lookout Southard in the 76. And yeah, if it's not evident that it's starting to get wet out there again, I don't know what else could show you, but all these drivers just kind of snap spinning on their own. And look out, another one in a dangerous position. Top 3, McKenzie Dietz, the red 67, Quentin Borison, the 5, Chevy Vincent, 3rd in the 45 car.
Yeah, doing a great job. Chevy Vincent, his first year in this car, so I believe this would be his 4th or 5th race, doing a fantastic job running up front with the veterans, as it looked like we were going to have some possible intersection issue, and Mackey will pull off and not make that an issue for our leaders up front, as we have this time by will be 7 laps to go.
Oh, fantastic move for Dietz. Right place, right time, as boy, some years Lady Luck, Brother Luck in this case, on your side. McKenzie has taken full advantage. Fast race car, and she has been in the exact right spot when she needed to. As we're into the single digits for laps left, the next time by will be 6 more passes around the flag stand, or I guess flag tires as it is.
Yep, so 6 laps to go. Just 6 more perfect laps that she could do, and 12 more times through the intersection. That was very close, as she almost got into the 68 of Manning that last time.
Dietz, Borison. Now let's see what the intersection looks like on the flip side. It's a lot more clear this time. And say, look, Manning's now right in front of her. She's going to have to deal with some slower traffic in order to bring this thing home.
Unfortunately for her, no clean air now. And we'll see, I think, yeah, Blade Manning will go up high, showing some good lap car etiquette and not going to hinder our leaders at all. We'll see what the 76 Southard will do. They're going to come up on him, and he will stay low.
Now remember, this car had one of those snap spins that we saw, and that looks just the right amount of squirrely in front of your race leader to, I don't know, maybe make the heartbeat just a little bit faster.
And you know that is going through Mackenzie's mind, saying, okay, I could see that he's loose. I don't want to, chance losing the lead, but at the same time, Quinton's right behind me. What do you do?
And it makes things extraordinarily difficult because you're doing a lot of processing here in the figure eight. You're looking ahead of you, you're looking to the side of you, and dealing with somebody behind you. It's one of those unique talents and skill sets that you got to develop as a great figure eight driver, is processing so much information from so many different directions.
This figure eight racing's a very physical sport. You don't have any breaks, but definitely mentally.
Yeah.
Mentally hard on you as well.
Well, so far so good for Mackenzie.
Whoa.
Yeah, look out. As we're up at the very end, that's Yargis pointing towards the flag stand. As we're coming into one to go, so Dietz, we'll see if she plays it conservative here, forces Borison to step out of line or try something under the conditions that are less than good. Look out. And business decision being made by the 17 car there. Oh, it's super tight here on the last lap. Dietz will follow Southard one more time. Borison in behind, checkered flag coming out. Dietz with the win, another one for her. Borison 2, and a happy 16th birthday to Chevy Vincent in third. So that was awfully cool. Nice race, another win for Mackenzie Dietz. All right, we go from cars again. Big truck time, Chad. All right, you're $3 in the hole for calling trucks cars already. These are the North American big rigs, and no choreography here, folks. No predetermined outcomes. These guys are actually racing out on the track. Corey Ripplinger is the 13, and Darren Birdall the 00. Jaeger Birdall is the 26. Jaeger, it's one or the other. And Gino Howe is the 70. Dylan Swanstrom the 12. Ron Singer the 71. Brady Ripplinger the 91. And Cole Weisner is the 11. So 8 trucks. I don't know how many laps, but they're going to be going full truck speed and getting after her.
We are doing 40 laps tonight.
40?
40 times around the 3/8 mile oval.
Wow.
As here they come off of turn number 4. And we are green.
Can you imagine with all the shifting that's going to be that goes on in these trucks normally, and then under race conditions, how many times they're going to have shifted by the time of the end of this race? It's going to be like 173 and a half shifts at minimum.
As it looks like we got I believe that's our second place, Corey Ripplinger, trying to hang on for dear life for second, but your leader is Darren Bergdahl off of 4, 39 to go.
Who doesn't actually have numbers, he just has eyeballs on the side of the car.
True.
Truck, dang it, there's a buck for me.
Okay,
that
perfect.
$1 down. It's okay, it's going to my own gas
You'll get me
tank,
an
so
eighth
it'll be fine.
a gallon.
Oh, I have to put it in your gas tank?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's not going to work so great for me.
So back up front, it is Darren Bergdahl with about 2 truck lengths.
Truck lengths, well done. And flying around this racetrack, too.
And we got a spin.
Look out. Look out. One around at the back. The 11 truck of Cole Weisner and the 26 of Jaeger Birdall. 2 involved. Caution flag for the North American big rigs. A look at the back. Oh, yeah, that got physical. Truck-to-truck racing. Bumper-to-bumper action as they come around.
Wow.
Started with one of them off the pace, the 70 of Howe, kind of chain reaction on that crash.
And that was a good heads-up driving by the 12 truck of Dylan Swanstrom. It almost got right into the side and last-minute turn. Well, and we didn't have truck-to-truck contact.
We did not. Could have been way worse, but line them all back up. We'll see how many can continue on and restart again. 40 laps, long distance here for the trucks, as they will double them up the front. So they're going side by side at the restart.
Side by side. They're going fast at this start, too, as they're back to green. And it will be Darren Birdall taking them to the turn number 1 and the 13 truck of Corey Ripplinger.
Would you use a pace truck for these, or would you have to get a pace big rig?
I'd probably get a pace big rig or like a really big tow truck or something like that.
Something like that, right?
I don't feel comfortable putting the Camaro next to these trucks.
No. Well, it's not time for the Speedway Chevrolet read, but I'm sure trucks would be, they'd figure out a way to do that.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of those things. As we work in and through and take you to luck, there's the 11 truck of Cole Weisner, as he has worked his way back up and through the field. Nice baby blue paint job on that as he rolls in behind. He's trying to get around Ripplinger for second. As it's weird, you're trying to call this truck race, but they're so big, it's hard to really determine what line they're in traditionally, you know?
You know, I'm just going to say the 00 of Darren Berdahl. I'm just going to say he's running high as a 13 of Ripplinger, getting really loose.
Nice save.
Oh, no, we got the 71 truck of Singer going. Wow, that was probably the best save of the year so far.
You know, put a grass bag on that thing. You could have mowed the lawn.
Yeah.
That big. Holy cow. Working off. So now you can see one truck, the one out front, Berdahl is middle high, and Brady Ripplinger, the 91 truck, is definitely down low. So now that they're side by side, you have a more definitive lane going on between your front two.
Yeah, when we're dealing with regular cars, this is a 4-lane track. It'd be close.
Here
With these, we're just two.
Yeah.
If you can make it 3 wide, more power to you.
Oh, boy.
But they're getting dicey up front. It's getting busy. A 3-car breakaway for the lead.
I think you're tempting fate, because look at that. I think Weisner's about ready to stick the 11 truck right down the middle here.
And I'm
He
right
might
there
fit.
with you. I'm with you 100%. I know they're not afraid to do it.
They race hard, and we're only 7 laps into it. They're also getting precariously close to that wall up on the front straightaway. So keep watching them. Keep rolling through. There's that middle. If Weisner could find a way to stick the middle in that corner, we could see 3 truck wide action.
That'd definitely be awesome if they could do that. But there's definitely some good short track racing up front here for the lead.
Wheel to wheel well to wheel well, and side doors to side doors is down on the bottom. Ripplinger has got the lead from Berdahl, but Berdahl doing a really good job of making the high side work.
Yeah, that high side's definitely working out for him as they take it off turn number 2 down the backstretch. He throws it in way harder than I believe. Who's underneath there? I can't tell the number.
So it should be the 90. So it's the 91 of Ripplinger is the white and purple truck.
Okay.
It's the yellow 00 of Berdahl, and it's the blue number 11 of Cole Weisner. Those are your 3 that we're watching.
And, you know, there may be 8 trucks on the track, but these are the size of 2 cars. So we're watching essentially a 6-car race up front.
I like that math. That's good math. You wonder, too, like what kind of adjustments these trucks have on them as they go through. As we're going to go wheel to wheel for 4th and behind. That is Ripplinger and Swanstrom. Swanstrom's in the green 12 truck, and Ripplinger Part 2. There's multiples out there. That is Corey's 13 truck on the racetrack.
And they're running about 22 to 23 second lap times. So this would be equivalent to like a really, really slow street stock rain race. Maybe like maybe a really slow mini stock rain race.
But still buzzing around, I'm guessing.
They're
70?
easily, I bet they're going easily over 70 miles an hour.
That's a lot of speed. And you wonder what kind of adjustments they have on them. From the outside looking in, they're race vehicles, right? But
yeah.
I can't imagine that they've brought an abundance of like different springs and such to swap out with them. How they'd even get a spring swap done
I was going
beyond
to say,
me.
how would you do that? That'd be...
So I'm guessing they're adjusting by tire pressure, and that's about it, right?
Probably we got
Hello.
Berdahl getting really loose off of 2.
Scary for a second.
I would say even doing tire pressure, that'd be really difficult too because they're using their DOT tires. I can't imagine Hoosier makes a tire for this.
On top, they've got some wing they could play with for those who have got wing angle at the back. We'll talk more. It's the North American Big Rigs. They're on the track for their main event with more Home Track Heroes coming up next. It has been a fun night already in Home Track Heroes, and we're really just still scratching the surface of this. The North American Big Rigs are on the track. While we were at break, caution flag came out for debris on the raceway, so we're going 2 by 2. We lost a couple in the process, and back to green flag action we are with 15 laps remaining here in this A feature. I'm Caleb Hart. He's Chad Fitzpatrick, and Home Track Heroes brought to you by Gene Johnson, Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
As it looks like it'll be Cole Weiser grabbing the lead with about 2 truck lengths. As they go into turn number 3, the 00 looks loose. He's going to be more than loose. He's going to spin it.
Careful. Oh. Phew.
And doing a little bit of a burnout now.
All right, well.
Will we stay great? Nope. Okay, yellow flag out.
Truck's putting rubber down. That's fine. It happens. Everybody slows up. And let's get another look at it. Let's get some slow-mo truck replay. How about that? Well, maybe not slow-mo, but we'll watch it in real time.
I don't think there was any contact. I think he slowed down and slammed the brakes to prevent the contact and just spun it out.
Well, I'm going to give you a chance to make a second look. You sure? Now in slow-mo. I think he tapped it.
Do you think you...
Just a hair.
Okay. If
Just a little.
just a little bit, okay,
Well,
that's fine.
at the speeds these trucks are going and at the size that they are, maybe all it took was that little hair of contact to get him out of sorts and around. So Bergdahl around, and we'll get another restart. And restarts 2x2 with these guys. This is just the right amount of scary, I think.
Definitely, and they are hauling the mail already coming down the front straightaways. We are green, and it will still be the 11 of Cole Weiser with the lead, and the 91, I believe that is Ron Singer on the outside. The 71, looking to the inside, that is Ron. No, that is Ron Singer.
That's
Brady
Singer.
Brady Ripplinger.
I mean, first time we've seen him this year. We get a pass on getting the number wrong every once in a while. And frankly, the 91 of Ripplinger's number is almost impossible to see. Oh, boy, they're getting high up on that
was
racetrack.
getting a little too close
coming
for
out of
comfort there.
4. Yeah, scary, boys and girls. So you have got Singer in the second spot, the purple with white flames and wing truck coming down the back straightaway. Again, some of them running that rear wing for additional downforce, some of them not. Nice even distribution between them. As way up high again. Oh boy, that's Swanstrom. He is pushing things hard up around the upper edge of this racetrack.
Yeah, you want to be careful up there. That is definitely a big transition, especially with these very heavy trucks. You don't want to go up too high and then have it whip back the other way.
You can also say, and you have seen this, especially during late model races, it gets a little marbly up there at times.
Oh, very marbly, as looks like he went way down low this time.
A little more
he figured it out.
Right, and it depends on the compound of tire and how it comes off, but it'll come off, especially like on the late model in the 970 tire, and just these little rubber, almost call them pellets that make it like skating around on gravel at times up, and they accumulate all up by the wall of the racetrack.
Yeah, and with Evergreen Speedway, we don't really necessarily have a wall, so they just kind of just stay up there. They don't move anywhere.
Interesting.
On the 3/8. But you know what's really cool about this division is no one has ran in the same position this whole race. They have been all over the place.
No, it's like the anti-F1 at Monaco race, where like the top 15 never changed spots, right?
Yeah. This is definitely the opposite of that, as the 12
boy.
of Swanstrom looking to the outside, using that high groove.
He is not afraid to go exploring up there. I mean, he looks like other 12-car drivers I know. Not afraid. He's going to throw things a little bit wild, right?
Yeah. Well, when you have to go where they're not going.
I said 12-car drivers.
That's another.
No. I was referring to car drivers there.
Okay.
I think we're okay.
They'll be all right.
All right. From the top in the 12 truck, Swanstrom, and oh, wow. Bergdahl way up there as well and behind him. Oh, man. Bergdahl, not Bergdahl. Sorry, no G in that name. As up and around, and you can see how hard the 12 of Swanstrom is running in the green machine as we're down to now 8 laps to go. From the speed cam, a look at it, and they are absolutely cruising at high speeds. Side by side for third, Ripplinger in the 91, and down on the outside group, Swanstrom trying to make it happen.
And I'm interested to see possibly what happened to Bergdahl, because he was our early leader fighting for that position, staying up there, and he's hanging on for last place at this point.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Boy.
Uh-oh.
Look out.
Oh,
Boom.
what a hit.
Well, it wasn't a product of running the high groove the whole time. That was just straight up carnage as the 12 of Swanstrom hard into the wall, and you can see red lights now blinking on. Safety crews on the scene. Let's take a look at some replays before we find out exactly how it is. And oh yeah, it all started. Look out.
Oh,
Full frontal from the 12 truck. Holy cow.
that was probably one of the hardest hits. And he gets loose right there. And
Boy, from that first angle looking out of corner number 4, it looked like that thing went nose on a lot harder. But from your up top camera view, it was much less of it. Was more of a left front impact than it was straight on. But still, wow, that's an Excedrin double shot coming off the corner.
Yeah, that was definitely a scary moment. Thank goodness for the safety crew and that fence down there too.
Yes, so we're down to just 3 laps to go once we get this thing resumed. Out in front, and it has been his party. You can cry if you want to. Cole Weisner in front of this deal. In second, it is Ron Singer. And running third, looks like Bergdahl is going to try to get back around Ripplinger here for the final podium spot.
Yeah, for a good chunk of the main, Darren Bergdahl has been using the outside groove. White flag, 1 lap to go.
They go quickly.
That
I thought
was
I
fast.
saw 3. Now it's 2.
I thought we did too.
That's all right. So, final time around here for the North American Big Rigs in what's been a fun main event. And we will see the checkered. We'll give a big congratulations to Cole Weisner, who is about to take your W. Weisner with the win ahead of Singer, and the race for third, give it by a truck nose to Ripplinger. Wow, Chad.
That
one
was interesting.
We had a little bit of everything in
Yeah.
that one. We've already had a little bit of everything here in this show, period. So forward we move. Let's go back to the figure eights, and the Outlaw figure eights are on the racetrack for their A feature. The Chain Lake Express Wash Outlaw figure eights. John Carlson, the 50, is on the pole. The Fireplace Guy, Hearth and Home LLC out of Monroe. And Dakota Wilkinson in the 25 out of Lake Stevens in the Tony V's Garage Car.
The 74 Chris Curtis, sponsored by Bulldog Haven Northwest, and 83G of Zach Larson.
Row number 3, Nick Gunderson running the Outlaw tonight. He is in the 40, the MGM Designs car. Ricky Dietz back in the driver's seat. 676 out of Arlington. Tire Pros of Arlington, his sponsor.
And the 71 of Nick Holden out of Arlington, sponsored by MCA Creations, and the 767 of JB Corbett out of Arlington, sponsored by A1 Auto Service.
Fifth row's Richard Shanebrook, the 98 car. Pristine Landscaping is sponsor from Kent. Haley Wilkinson, the 35 from Lake Stevens Cobalt Cycles in Granite Falls. Ryan Clark is the 51. Bulldog Haven, the sponsor on that car. As we're ready to go, 11 at Chain Lake Express Wash Outlaw figure eights to the green off the corner.
And the Cowboy, John Carlson, will grab the lead as they go through the south turn. The 25 of Dakota Wilkinson, last year's 60 Minutes of Fear winner, hanging tough to the inside, and he will actually have the advantage, and he will slightly possibly grab the lead from the Cowboy, and the Cowboy will fight hard on the inside. They're still side by side as they come down to the start-finish line, and it will be the Cowboy at lap 1.
We know how physical figure eight racing can be on a regular basis, and boy, not only a whole lot of front bumper to rear bumper action, but a lot of side-by-side leaning on each other there in the opening stanza as Chris Curtis full send on Wilkinson coming through the corner. Wilkinson keeps it going somehow, and we stay green.
Yeah, good job driving by everyone that was involved with that as we are hanging on board with the 767 or 676 of Ricky Dietz, who is currently running third.
Dietz, little rust to shake off in his car as he has been out dealing with some stuff, but now your multiple-time champion of basically everything that comes to figure eight racing, season champ as well, is now trying to track down Gunderson, who is trying to hunt down Curtis.
Yeah, and we got, looks like 74 Chris Curtis slowly starting to leave the pack. Same thing with the 83 of Zach Larson. Well, as I said, that the 676 of Ricky Dietz has slowly closed in on Larson, and I've started to notice this Ricky Dietz, so used to having him just be number 76.
Yes.
And he's starting to close in, but he's really loose, so that motor in his car is my old super late model motor. 600 horsepower motor.
And we've been told by a lot of the people who are in and around the Dietz crew, he likes the race car a little bit loose. He wants it that way. That way he feels like he can drive it more. It's not so locked down and tight on him. The thing with Ricky is, yeah, a little bit of rust to shake off, but you wonder what his stamina is going to be like first time, back into the car and still having to build things up from everything that he's been dealing with. So Dietz in the 676, we're going to watch him in and through. Meanwhile, battle for the lead is getting intense here on the left-hand side of your screen.
Yeah, the Cowboy John Carlson hanging on for dear life for the lead as Chris Curtis trying to get around him. Both of those two together probably have equally 50-60 wins together.
And it's a bunch here in the Chain Lake Express Outlaw figure eights. They're going to battle around Shanebrook in the 98 for absolutely the best car wash ever. Treat your favorite ride at the brand new Chain Lake Express Wash in Monroe. Express Wash has multiple wash packages designed to meet your budget and needs. Manage your Chain Lake Express Wash account easily on the go. Download the app from the App Store or Google Play today.
So back up front, it is still the 50 of the Cowboy John Carlson and the 74 Chris Curtis running into some intersection traffic within the next lap or two. Kind of like what we saw in the Superstock figure eight race. See how they're going to maneuver with each other and the lap traffic as, that's getting too close for comfort there.
And there is Curtis putting the front bumper to the Cowboy. Can the Cowboy hold up to the pressure? We'll find out. More Home Track Heroes coming up next on Seattle 11. Time is running out on the Chain Lake Express Car Wash Outlaw Figure 8A main event. Coming around, John Carlson in the 50, Chris Curtis in the 74, and Curtis leaning on the Cowboy coming through the turn. We're down to just 10 laps to go here on Home Track Heroes, brought to you by Gene Johnson Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical on Seattle 11. He is Chad Fitzpatrick. I'm Caleb Harton. This has been a dandy out in front of this field.
Yeah, the lead for up front is definitely shaping up to be a very intense one as they are definitely using the bumper to try to get around each other. As now, while those two are starting to slow down each other, the 83 Larson looking to join to grab the lead here, possibly.
You know, it's nice. We haven't seen a lot of these guys on dry track conditions, but this has turned out to be awfully good. And there it is again. You say using the bumper, it is really front bumper to rear bumper application that we are seeing from Chris Curtis to John Carlson, and they are coming into some traffic, which is going to play a big role in this.
A whole bunch of lap traffic as they're going to try to get around the 767 of Jamie Corbett. They also got lap traffic in the X to deal with as well. They got a whole bunch of everything because now Zach Larson is in the mix as well.
So Carlson trying to settle, follows Corbett in and through the corners, and you don't see Corbett make big mistakes. That car seems to always be under control. He'll open the door up to the bottom to Carlson. That is huge for the Cowboy. Now Curtis, he'll follow his way through, so Cowboy not able to really gain any ground in the lap traffic from him on that pass.
Yeah, if you're Chris Curtis, you want to be careful. I mean, in figure eight racing, you can use the bumper, but you don't want to use it too hard to spin the person out because you're definitely going to get the black flag there, and your chances of winning have shattered at that point.
Again, we expect the physicality over the course of this. That's just the way it is. Very tight track for outlaw figure eight racing, in which these outlaws have very few rules. As far as car construction, engine, etc. They can almost build them however they want them. I say almost. There are some rules in place, but you know, in and of them, it is let the driver do what the driver can do.
For having literally almost no rules in this division, and they're so equal still.
Yes.
Which is very amazing.
The racetrack's the great equalizer, I think, in this is Carlson in the back of Wilkinson. He'll shoot too wide, though, and getting into her, and there's Curtis to take advantage.
And that was definitely exactly what Chris Curtis had to do, or had to use, to get around, because it was definitely... He was fast enough to be there, but not fast enough to pass him, and definitely now you could tell John Carlson was holding up Chris Curtis.
Yeah, Zach Larson just about lost the back half of a race car in the intersection there. That was close, and I didn't see who it was coming through, but now it's Larson working on Carlson as we have got the smoke show in the corner. Is that Wilkinson again? It might be.
That looked like to be Wilkinson, and Dietz was involved with that as well. We are green so far, as white flag out this time by for Chris Curtis.
Looks like we are going to finish this guy, Curtis, with a comfortable advantage on Carlson here on the final lap. You love to see that if you're Chris Curtis. Coming around, Dakota Wilkinson pointing the wrong way in the intersection, and chaotic last 5 laps, but good ones for Chris Curtis, who's going to take the victory over John Carlson and Zach Larson, finishing out in your top 3.
Yeah, definitely a great figure 8 race. Looked like, I can't tell who got, I think Ricky Dietz got 4th and Nick Holden round out the top 5 there.
A lot happened there with cars stopped, parked, etc., wherever they ended up being. But with that being said, we got to move on because we've got more main events to come. Now, you know how much I love these classes coming up, and specifically, it's bumped pass time.
Oh,
Northwest bumped pass on racetrack here on Home Track Heroes. We have got 9 of them out there, and it's Devin Bellis in the 711 and John Thornborough in the 07 making up row number 1.
The 42 is Kyle Desha, and the 69 of Ted Hutt.
Row number 3, it is the Vincent family. 16th birthday boy Chevy Vincent in the 45, and his dad Sheridan Vincent, the 17X, brought to you by Ed's Transmission.
The 59 of Tony Timmick, and the 90 of Jeff Tutt, and round out the field the 4 of Josh Musgrove.
Now they are
Musgrave.
Yes, they're on the tri-oval. Did you see that?
Ooh,
yeah,
that'll be fun.
The big old Uke tire out in the middle of the back straightaway here for the bumped passers. So they'll come down the front straightaway on our 5th mile, and instead of just hooking the normal straightaway like our Youth Hornets do, they have to go way wide all the way to the outside here, and bingo.
They are going to be hauling some speed going into 3.
It's part of the fun,
These
right?
V8 cars, this will be really, really fun to watch as they are going to come off of turn number 4, and we are going to go green.
Big thank you to Town & Country Tractors. At Town & Country Tractors, you can find a wide range of tractors, mowers, and power equipment for residential lawn care to commercial farming. Wow.
Wow, that was fast.
Synchronized bump to pass spinning. I didn't see a whole lot of bumping to cause it, though.
I think, unfortunately, the track conditions, it's looking dry in places and wet in others, and out front is John Thornborough.
It kind of reads like a pass report, bare and dry in places.
Yeah.
Watch for patches of black ice. Oh, and there's a station. Is that Tony the Tiger in a station wagon? No?
No, that is.
It should be.
That would be pretty cool. That is Chevy Vincent. No, that is Sheridan Vincent in the 17 station wagon.
It's got a top wing. Oh, that is my new favorite race car ever. Station wagon, Tiger colors, And top wing is Lookout getting around. That's Jeff Hutt in the 90.
And he will get a little bit of contact. And wow, that's the 07 of Thornborough has definitely shrunk that lead dramatically. As the 17 of Sheridan Vincent looking to grab the lead, he darn near had a full lap on everybody.
Darn near had.
Yeah.
Gone now.
That's why I said had.
Thornborough is trying to hold off, and here is Vincent in and of him. They'll make the try. Oh, he's lining this up. Now, you don't have to necessarily spin them to pass, but you do have to contact them to pass. That is the rule. It doesn't always work, but you're encouraged to make it work. As there is the younger, is that Chevy all over the back of dear old dad?
That is. So we got a father-son duo up front.
That's going to be an awkward conversation over the mashed potatoes at dinner. Let's see what happens as the younger tracking down the older. The only man brave enough to run a pink race car to bump to pass, Chevy Vincent at the moment. On his birthday, nonetheless.
Yeah, his 16th birthday is. We have someone parked up there. I didn't see who it was.
Sir, you know the rules. You can't park there.
Yeah, that's not allowed.
That's not a parking spot, sir. You will be fined. The city of Monroe thanks you for your contribution. Top 3. Sheridan Vincent has got the top spot. Thornborough has disappeared. He gone?
He left when he had the lead.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he didn't want the lead that bad. So it's a Vincent on Vincent battle. We're going to get a yellow flag. You don't see that all that often. It is the 42 of Kyle Desha. And, Kyle is taking a nice adventure up into the Uke tires in turn number 2.
I don't know what that Uke tire ever did to him.
Oh, well.
Oh, that's what happened. Oh, that's a hard hit.
He even got airborne on that. That makes it even better. All right, Northwest Bump to Pass feature is on the track. We will regroup them up as we watch the Vincents battle for the lead out in front, and Chevy Vincent is looking for a birthday present to himself.
That'd be definitely a great, what would you call it, the Sweet 16 birthday gift for himself to bring home a win.
Now, wait.
Now
did we put Thornborough back in front?
I don't know.
Did he lose a transponder? Well, he's going bye-bye again.
No, this is Bump to Pass. They might have just lined them all up and said, all right, Green, go.
All right, that works for me. I'm okay with just making up the rules on the fly.
As of right now, it is Sheridan Vincent, our leader, still Chevy Vincent in second, and, well, no, they got Tony in the lead, so, okay.
Tony Timlick leading?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay, well.
Hey, Jeff Hutt saying hi to the front straightaway camera.
As long as we know who's leading lap 24 to 25, that's all that matters.
You know, it's true. Everything else is just a precursor to it, as we're getting the Vincents racing once again. Up in front, you wonder how many groceries they fit in that wagon before they came to this.
A whole bunch.
Right?
That'd be pretty cool. As we're looking at the Ford of Josh Musgrave, actually a Wenatchee Valley Super Oval driver came over to come run with the Bump to Pass drivers.
I've seen Musgrave before.
He runs Thunder Cars.
Hobby stock.
Well,
Thunder car for them, hobby stock for the rest of the world.
Yep, exactly.
We used to call them bombers, and that just made it really easy, right?
Exactly.
I'm going to run a hobby stock. I'm going to run a Thunder car. It's a bomber.
Yep.
Get it right.
45 car of Chevy Vincent's an old Friday Night Bomber car. So a lot of these cars that you see out here are old street stock or old figure 8 cars. Well, and they're being repurposed.
You look at it, that was the old way it used to be. You want to get into a beginner level V8 class, a Chevy Vincent leaning on Dad, you drove a Bomber, right? And then when you were ready to move up, do some more exotic things with the engine, with your springs and struts and stuff like that, you turned it into a street stock.
Yep.
And that was how you did them. Now, your street stocks look like little baby late models by and large, and there is no such thing as a Bomber. You either got a hobby stock, a Thunder car, or a Bump to Pass.
Pretty much. As we got the 59 of Tony Timlick gone, but we've got a great battle for second. As Tony looking to put more laps on the field, I believe that was the 90 of Jeff Hutt. Or actually, no, the 90 of Jeff Hutt's in front of him. Can't quite tell who that is. The numbers on these cars are really hard to see.
It's part of the reason they run those big fins up there, but unfortunately we're going to have to take our guys to like signage 101 on these things and have them make bigger fins.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right, so lead 2 with traffic in the form of Thornborough again, who has been on and off and
that is Devin Bellis.
Oh, it's Bellis? Okay, well, Bellis is going around, and that allows Chevy to get by Sheridan for the lead.
That he has a lot of ground to make up. As Chevy is about a half a lap behind Tony Timlick.
That's right. Timlick leads.
It might take a caution for everyone to bunch back up again, unless Chevy is that much faster. But we'll see. Watch and see what happens. 10 laps to go. Make it 9 this time by.
Got too busy talking about Bombers, and I forgot where everybody was. Oh, no! Traffic jam! Now Vincent leads.
Look at that.
Look at you.
Happy birthday, Chevy.
Call you Nostradamus. Wow. Down the back straightaway. So that's Sheridan in the station wagon, and that's Musgrave in the
Monte Carlo.
and it is a lapped car. More importantly, that is not a battle for position. As Vincent now going to have to get around the slower car to try to get to the kid, and the kid just letting her eat. He's expanding that lead.
He's got clean air. Well, now he doesn't have clean air. We got a possible crash in front of him.
Set up
and
through. That
right
was
into the tire.
No, that was beautiful. That was like that awesome Canadian game, curling, where you knock the other stone into the dude, knock the uke tire into the guy that you're trying to bump to get around. Yes, give me race car curling. Give it to me all of the time. As we will have our final restart.
We'll
and you're
see.
right, they're just lining them up and letting them go. This is beautiful.
And they didn't move a tire. We're back to green, so they have a tire that is normal. That should not be there normally, that they're going to have to try to get around, as our leader will dump the 69 of Ted Hutt out of the way.
Fantastic. And that allowed Sheridan to get a little bit closer. A little.
And looks like that was Josh Musgrave, having to do, as you say, a little agricultural racing.
Thank you. You're allowed to steal that. I'm not putting $1 in the charity pool for that at the same time. We're good. So back straight away, and I do like the tires sticking out here on the front stretch, that extra little bit of have to avoid it. They're saying Jeff Hutt leads. Okay, Jeff Hutt leads. That's fine.
Perfect.
Vincent's 2. Chevy Vincent, that's who we're watching in the pink car. And the Tiger Mobile station wagon Sheridan Vincent is 3rd as they come up to lap Musgrave again.
As Ted Hutt, your leader somehow. That's all good.
Yeah, no, we're fine.
Yeah, we're good.
We're fine.
As the 45 of Chevy Vincent in his Chevy Camaro.
That
Look at
just
that.
works out so well, doesn't it? On the tri-oval for the Bump to Pass main event, we have a ton left to come here on Home Track Heroes. So as we're winding this one down, you're going to want to stay tuned because there's even more carnage coming up later on in the show. That I can promise you.
Oh, yeah.
Musgrave is holding Vincent up. Vincent needs to get by him so he can try to get closer to Hutt with 3 laps left. Now, even as the leader of Bump to Pass, you're not safe because you tag somebody, they're likely to tag you back.
Yeah, and there's no rules on lap traffic and Bump to Pass, so
No.
you can hit the leader, which probably not going to go well for you, but
No, there's
you can
no
do
such
it.
thing as a move over flag. In fact, Musgrave is closing on Hutt. Hutt's kind of stuck in behind the lap car. He'll get by him there, but we're coming to the white flag. Now, can Musgrave throw some extra chaos into this? And Musgrave's got a run on Hutt, who's coming up on a slow car again. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, my. This is a 4-car train, and we got trouble with Sheridan Vincent, and we'll watch and see what happens there. But the battle is up front. We'll watch and see if Jeff Hutt can hang on for dear life for the win.
All right, it is Hutt into the final corner. Goes skittering, goes wide,
No.
loops it. Vincent wins on his birthday.
Look at that. Sheridan Vincent, Sweet 16 for the win.
I love it. Well, he got a 3rd and a 1st here, the birthday boy, Chevy Vincent. We're back with more Home Track Heroes next. Seen a little bit of everything already on Home Track Heroes, and we still have more to go. I'm Caleb Hart. He's Chad Fitzpatrick. Thanks for tuning in here to Seattle 11. Gene Johnson, Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical are the guys who let us bring this to you, and these are the Nelson Motorsports Youth Hornets going around the 5th mile with no tri-oval, I believe, here on the show. So, we'll give you the lineup. Hawk Jenkins, the 35J Adam Maltby in the Rush Printing car. Next to him, Kelvin Delaverne, the 46.
The 65 of Bryson Wingfield out of Monroe, sponsored by his papa, Tony Hill, and the 67 of Kylie Ann Surian out of Snohomish, sponsored by James Peak Honest Transmission.
The 3rd row, Sawyer Holden in the 32 out of Snohomish, Weatherwhite Roofing, the sponsor of that car. Taylor Thompson next to him in the 4 from Snohomish, Weatherwhite Roofing also sponsors that car.
And the 11 of Keegan Mooney out of Bellevue, sponsored by Cars Custom Auto Repair Specialist, and the 31 Lila Mashburn out of Marysville, sponsored by General Car Wash.
In road number 5, Tegan Bjornson out of Arlington, the 01 Misfit Motorsports sponsor on that. And the Mazda of Everett number 95, it is Little Grizz, Evan Delphil out of Linwood.
And round out the field, the car number 23, Alexis Tubbs out of Monroe, sponsored by DL Enterprises.
So we have 11 cars. They are going around the 5th mile. I did not see the tri-oval in there. So again, standard 5th mile action as, wow, they are in like 17 different grooves there on the opening lap. But we're green, and so far nobody has spun, and Tegan Bjornsson's going to make a big move to try to take advantage as he went from, I don't know, 10th to 3rd on the opening lap.
Definitely took advantage of everyone moving around. They went about 4 to 5 wide as they all went in turn 1 that first lap, but it is definitely a battle up front for the lead as they're going to take the 01 of Bjornsson way out wide. And little did they know that is going to make him go even faster as they go to turn number 3. Look at that run off of turn number 4 from 3rd to 1st in one corner.
Wow. Well, I'm not a huge fan of a breakout rule, but you might actually need one here for Bjornsson, as that was fast. And you don't see him with the ability to go outside that far. This is a very flat portion of the racetrack. But, man, the speed that Bjornsson did that with was incredible. And look how much he's opened it up already.
Yeah, with taking the lead with about a lap and a half to go, he's about half a straightaway ahead already as we got a good battle shaping up for 3rd, and that is the 65 of Bryson Wingfield and the 35 of Hawk Jenkins. The 23, Alexis Tubbs, trying to get in that as well, as she will grab the 3rd place position from Jenkins.
Really like that camera angle. First time we have seen that camera angle for a while here on Home Track Heroes. Not this one here, but the one that gives you the look from turn 3 pointing in, and it really shows a lot of what I was telling you about how flat turn 3 and 4 are. Particularly, these drivers really have to keep their speed, or I should say balance their speed and their corner to not scrub any speed coming through the turn.
That's definitely
right here.
Definitely what you want to do, because with these cars being front wheel drive, they roll over already a lot. You're not supposed to use racing springs. They're stock springs, not supposed to cut them. So that's why you see a lot of rollover, and rollover scrubs speed. So you got to be very, very particular of how you are going to go into the corners. We have a battle for 2nd. Tubbs will go to the inside for 2nd.
I imagine they're on a street tire as well, so that's going to be really hard to build any stagger into to help those cars get around.
Exactly. Their tire rule, I believe, is no higher than a $75 tire, no higher than a certain rating, so on and so forth.
Right. They're out here running for trophies, so part of the idea is to keep the cost down
Yes.
for the Youth Hornet division. We don't keep season points for this group as well. It's our only regular division that we don't name a points champion in. It's supposed to be for experience, it's supposed to be for fun, and help these drivers develop the skills that they're going to need as they move up in the divisions over the years. As there's a look from Bjornsson. Let's take a look at that speed that he carries going into turn number 3 here.
Yeah, and he is throwing it in really, really deep. Going into 3, it sticks. The body roll, you can see that, lets it drift up and jumps off of 4, and that is why he is leading by about half a straightaway, half a lap, I should say.
He has got that line down pat. Just how you would, if you sat there and diagrammed the track out, he would be running exactly how you would tell somebody to take this, right? With the exception of having to go a little further around the outside of that lap car there, but low in the turns, let her drift wide in the straightaway and just run a big circle.
Yep, and it looks like he will go around to try to get past the 95 of Evan Delfell, his first time out this year, and they're also, he looks like to do the same with the 46 of Clint Delaverne. One thing that with this Youth Hornet class, it's obviously a learning class.
Yep.
These cars, like you just kind of touched on it earlier, he goes way out wide. Wow.
Yeehaw.
Yeah.
But
he's
look at
gonna
the speed he's
throw it in.
carrying. He literally, he clears Delaverne and 20 feet within that corner.
And he throws it in there, and I could tell Delfell figured out what he did because he went out a little higher, so he couldn't get around him. But I think the 01 of Bjornsson might have figured something out there that the other kids out there didn't. But you got to be really, really good at your line in this division. Not a lot of horsepower, so all you can do pretty much is just run the best line you can that won't scrub speed, and Tanner Bjornsson has officially figured that out.
Yeah, considering that there's not much you can do to these cars. Again, like you said, they have to be stock. Put your safety gear into them, run the motor that comes in them.
Yes.
And in some cases, yeah, if you're going to find a sportier version of it, you might be up in the mid-hundreds somewhere in terms of horsepower, but by and large, they're low powered to begin with. And these are 12 to 14-year-olds that we're looking at. They've never been in the seat of an automobile in the driver's seat to begin with. None of them have their learner's permits.
Yeah, you can't even legally drive, but they're out here racing at Evergreen Speedway. As a good battle on the track right now is for the 95 of Evan Delfell, just to keep his lap right now, as we are yellow.
So caution out. That's Mashburn in the 31 car that we've got the yellow for. I take a look at that car over in what is turn 3 here on the 5th mile, and again, go look at it.
I think we're missing something very important. I think that is a tire that is gone.
Let's get a look at the replay. We'll see where that tire ends up. Back straight away, and 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yep.
Boom! There it goes.
You know, that is not a good night when your tire goes farther than your car.
It's a bad thing. But at least they knew where it went.
Yeah,
It didn't
yeah.
grow legs and run away too
Yeah.
far or hide. So restack them, re-rack them. It is Tanner Bjornson who has just dominated this field here in the early portions of this main event, with the rest of the field coming in behind him, single file on the restart.
So it is Bjornson, and they do intermix lap traffic, so it is Evan Delfell, not running second, but in the second position. Mooney and Delaverne, who is also lapped down. I believe Alexis Tubbs is running third, and we are going to go green this time.
This, of course, the Nelson Motorsports Youth Hornets. Nelson Motorsports in Snohomish offers a full-service sales and repair shop. Great prices on ATVs, quads, karts, and bikes. Make Nelson Motorsports your one-stop center for motorized vehicles for fun. It's been really cool checking out the Nelson Motorsports display under the grandstands here at Evergreen Speedway. And if you guys haven't been out to the racetrack, check that out. You need to. We got all kinds of fun coming up here as the summer moves on.
It's very tempting.
Yes.
Very, very tempting.
Well, you've got a real race car, and I've got a junked real car to pay for, so we can't have all the power toys yet. But if we did, we know where we'd be going.
100% with you on that one, as we got a car stopping the 4 of Taylor Thompson, and now they'll get it going again, so we will stay green. But the one person that I'm definitely noticing that has been keeping up with the pack is Evan Delfell. He is a lap down, started way back in the field, but Mooney can't get by.
Just got some bad luck, right? That's
okay,
all
now Mooney gets by.
Yeah, we'll see what Delfell does. Just because he gets by doesn't mean he has to stay by.
Yep.
So Evan, we'll see if he goes to the learning tree here, following Keegan Mooney, who is in second. Tanner Bjornson has led since lap 2. Yeah, lap 2 of this 25-lapper. He started 9th and was there awfully quick, and there we go. That's exactly what you're looking for if you're in the Delfell family, is that improvement of I got past, but look, I got right back around him.
Yeah, and he still is a lap down, but if something were to happen again and possibly get around Bjornson, he could possibly get a lap back. They do not do blue flags, as in the move over flag in this division as well, and we are 3 wide now. I believe the battle is for position between the 65 of Wingfield, the 35 of Jenkins, and Delaverne. I believe the 67, which is Kylie and Surian, is a lap down.
Even then, Surian looks like the fastest of the 4 cars in there. As you take a look at her, she's running that same Bjornson line, going way high into the paved-off area from a couple of years ago, cutting down and making some big moves.
Yeah, definitely. It's always nice to see in this Youth Hornet division as they come to the white flag, getting a little loose there. But how they progress throughout the season, that is one of my favorite things to watch with this division.
And for the drivers that are moving up from something like a quarter midget, which has got 5 horsepower and a wheelbase that's maybe like the length of my arm at this point in time, to a full-size, albeit compact car, right? Quite the learning curve. As a driver like Tanner Bjornson, he's got her well done at this point in time as he takes yet another win at the Nelson Motorsports Hornet division. Give second to Keegan Mooney. Congratulations, Lexus Tubbs, her rookie campaign. And she ends up taking third here in the Youth Hornet class.
Definitely a very impressive showing by Tanner Bjornson there. Good job to him.
All right, so coming up next, it is the division that we see a lot of these young drivers move to after they're done with the Youth Hornet. This is the INEX Legends, and it is a gigantic field of cars. Should let you guys know, back half of our program today also brought to you by Nelson Motorsports. Big thank you to them. So let's take a look. The INEX Legends A main event in your lineup for a Dylan Wolf, 43 car out of Wenatchee, the lineup 7 embroidery machine. Next to him, Josh Velock, 76C, and the Burgess Construction Washington deck builder car from Edmonds.
Second row inside, car number 10 of Chris Thompson out of Snohomish, sponsored by Weather Right Roofing. And the 30, Mike Holden out of Snohomish. Weather Right Roofing is his sponsor as well.
Row number 3, Kaylee Decker is in the Lewis and Maine, number 68 from Duval. One of the youngsters in this field is Damian Harris, car number 20 from Lake Stevens in the Flowmaster Gutters sponsored entry.
The 51Z of John Zaretsky out of Tacoma, sponsored by McMullen Construction. And the 13, Jeremiah Johnson out of Linwood, sponsored by LB Motorsports.
Talk about a talented couple of rows coming up. Row number 5, Kyle Lang on the inside out of Snohomish, the Phillips Law Firm car. Next to him, it's the Masonator, Mason Nelson, and 37 from Pacific in the TriMet Ambulance sponsored machine.
33 is Braden Wager out of Camino Island, sponsored by Dirt Cheap Sewer. The 11C, Many-time champion Chad Sinner out of Redmond, sponsored by Mazda of Everett.
Out of Prosser originally. The 66 is your defending champion. The Mazda of Everett car is Gabe Sessler. And next to him, Cole Alton comes from Port Angeles in the 09.
15D Davis Jacobson out of Bonnie Lake, sponsored by Evergreen Concrete Cutting. 27D Dakota Gurchella, sponsored by Snohomish Weatherite Roofing.
It's the 42 of Piper Alton, Port Angeles, her hometown. Haley Constance out of Snohomish and a legend, sponsored by Joe's Racing Products, 78. Chase Jensen, the 24 out of Everett, the North Bend Chevrolet car. Jaden Luce, the 19 out of Issaquah. Samantha Shorts, the 40 Sharp Transportation, her sponsor. 55 Bella Luce from Issaquah, and Travis Bliven, the 99 Mayfield Hoisting Services out of Stanwood, make up the field.
So we are green. We have done one lap so far, and is the 76 Josh Velock leading the field of 21 cars to the green for the first lap, as we got the 30 of Mike Holden hanging tough in second place. The multi-super late model champion here at Evergreen Speedway, Dylan Wolf, in third.
Man, that top, I'm going to say 14, absolutely loaded with talent and great stories all the way through, and we'll watch and see who can come through the field and do it best. Look out, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 cars involved, and yet that could have seen a ton more carnage. Wagers 30B, the 13 of Johnson, the 99 of Bliven, and the 09 driven by Cole Alton, all involved in this. And there's a look from Wager's car is part of the start of that.
So it looked like the 13 of Johnson started getting a little loose, and unfortunately Wager had nowhere to go. And for Blivens, that was just amazing that he didn't get into anybody right there, as that could have been catastrophic for all three of them. And unfortunately, someone else I can't quite see off to the right, but someone got into the wall and I think ended their night as well.
No good. So we'll get them all back up and ready to go. We did get a lap in there for the INX Legends A-Main, but they go 2x2 on nearly all their restarts. At some point in time, we may penalize them and say, nope, single file only. But for right now, doubled up with Velock and Holden leading him down to green.
And Velock will do the exact same that he did the last restart, or the initial restart, but Holden hanging tough on the outside as they are side by side, 2x2, with maybe a little bit of advantage going into turn 3 that Mike Holden has. Mike Holden knows how to do it here at Evergreen Speedway on the outside, and Velock hanging tough on the inside as they come down the front straightaway, dead even at the line.
First time we saw Holden win here on Home Track Heroes and Legend was in a race that was significantly wetter than this one, as he won one of those epic rain races that we had last season. It is Holden out in front now. Velock sits in the second position, and boy, look at the bunch of cars in and behind him. Kyle Lang coming really strong in the 33 car, working the outside of the 43 of Wolf.
Yeah, Kyle Lang has 2 wins on the season so far. Hopefully making it 3 in a row for him as he uses that outside groove to his advantage as he gets trying to get by around the 43 of Dylan Wolf. Gabe Sessler behind him trying to do the exact same thing that Kyle Lang did, as is Chad Sinner as well. Single file first through about 10th or so, but they're all in a huge clump.
Ever want to watch a fun visual thing? Take a look at the Hoosier logos and the tires as Lang goes by, and then there's an odd optical illusion that happens with the Hoosier logo. You can see it actually spinning backwards and forwards at time. I promise you the tire is going forward the whole time, but it has to deal with the wheel spin and what you're seeing out there. It's one of those cool things. So take a look. Lang watching that battle for second in front of him. It's a good one as Zaretsky going to force his way forward, and he will take second, and Lang about to follow.
Yeah, John Zaretsky makes an trying to use absolutely all the best time that he can to get up to the 30 of Mike Holden. Those two have raced many, many years together in the late model division, so they definitely have some history there. Kyle Lang not going anywhere, though. He is right behind the very veteran himself, John Zaretsky, and looking to possibly go to the inside of him. Zaretsky opens up the door for him and gives second for right now to Lang.
Lang on a little bit of a winning streak here at Evergreen Speedway. He's pocketed a few wins in a row at the time of this main event. Watch him work to the inside. He's got the advantage. Zaretsky battling hard, though, on the outside. You have never seen Zaretsky cede a position without at least making the guy work for it. Made Kyle have to work an extra half a lap to get there, but he got there in the end.
And now we have a caution. It looks like we got a car around. The 68 of Kaylee Decker, and then the 13 of Jeremiah Johnson will go around as well. Watch, see what happens from Haley's perspective here. Oh, that could have been
narrow.
That was close.
Yeah, narrow miss from the inside of the cockpit of the 78 car. From the front straightaway point of view, Second time the 13 of Johnson, unfortunately, has seen contact coming off one of the turns here on Home Track Heroes here in this main event. So, chance for us to breathe, catch our breath, come back at it, because there was a lot that happened in just a short span of time, but that's kind of how the Legends race works.
That's generally how it does. You're 100% correct on that. A lot of movement in these very short laps. A lot of drivers going from the back to the front, vice versa. As we are green once again, they did not give Kyle Lang second. They went back to the last completed lap, but I believe that might work out in his favor here. Starting on the inside row.
It looks like the preferred lane, at least for the time being, as Zaretsky trying to pedal that outside, but couldn't quite hold him off. He will get down in time to close the door on the lane. So Holden, Lang, Zaretsky 1 through 3. Wolf is that orange 43 car in the 4th spot. And then, oh boy, is there a bunch of guys coming after him. Guys and girls.
There's a lot going on as we got a battle for the lead as Lang looks to the inside of Mike Holden, gets the door shut on him as they go into turn number 3. He is right there, though. Mike Holden has a lot of work to be done if he's going to try to keep the lead, as Kyle Lang was underneath there, still there, but looks like the 30 of Holden will get a little bit of advantage coming off of turn number 2.
You can see the confidence in the 33 of Lang. Again, couple of features in a row of victory for him. Confidence to put the car in wherever it needs to go, and it'll stick. There's your new race leader. We're 10 laps in and 20 to go, so 1/3 of the race done, and Kyle Lang takes over the top spot.
He definitely does, and Holden was trying to see if he could try any other way to get by Lang once again, but just does not have the horsepower, have the car handle that anyone has on Lang right now, as he is gone.
And that's the thing here in the Legends division. It is set up, right? They're
Oh,
all on a
much.
very similar package now. They've introduced a couple of different engines over the course of the year due to availability, as we have got one around. Nice save out of the 99 car there of Bliven, but we have a yellow nonetheless.
And then we got the 66 going around as well. We'll watch and see how both of these transpire.
Okay, so in and around the corner, and there's a look from Constance's car. As snap around goes Bliven, everybody avoids. Now from the Sessler car.
Oh, a little bit, well, like what you say again, agricultural racing.
Yeah, just dipped that right front tire off just enough that as he came back on, the car upset as he tried to make the sharp turn down into the bottom of the corner, and you can see back end swung around. Into the grass goes Gabe, and our defending champion will now have to come from the back of the pack, a long ways back there.
A lot of work to do as we got Kyle Lang on the front row with Mike Holden, and we are back to green, and a great start for the 33 of Lang. John Zaretsky looking to see if he can grab that second place position from the 30 of Mike Holden, and Chad Sinner, our multi-winner, or I should say champion as well, in this division as well, looking to grab that final podium spot.
We've had Legends scoring season points here at Evergreen Speedway in 5 seasons. Chad Sinner won the first 4 of them, only to be eclipsed by Sessler last year, as apparently the Mazda of Everett guys know Legends racing, huh?
yeah,
That-
exactly.
It's one of those things, is now it is Sinner fighting to the inside of Holden. He's got a good run on him, and he's racing him clean coming off the corner. That is a battle for third, with Wolf right there trying to force his way in. When we come back, the thrilling conclusion to the INX Legends A main event. Don't touch that dial. You're watching Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11. Laps are ticking away here on Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11. Chad Fitzpatrick and Caleb Hart here in the booth with you. Just 7 to go. Heck, maybe tick down to 6 as they come by here, Chad. As we watch the INX Legends around, this battle is between Chad Sinner, who sits in position 4, Dylan Wolf in position 5 in the 43 car. Our segment brought to you by Gene Johnson Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical out here.
So, looks like we got a caution once again, the number 24. Oh, did a little yard thatching going into turn 1 there.
That's Chase Jensen, Jesse Jensen's kid, our multiple-time street stock winner and points leader at the time, and yeah, kicked up some dirt on to turn number 1 here on the 5.8.
Yeah.
So Chase, super impressive here in that car early on in the going, but unfortunately his proclivity for dirt comes up and bites him here on the asphalt.
Yeah, definitely. That was definitely a little scary spin there, but we're going to go back to green now as we got the 33 Kyle Lang and the 51 of John Zaretsky bringing the field to the green.
Through we go. Zaretsky looking for the runner-up position. That battle for third continues with Holden down low, and now Sinner on the outside trying to dig for a spot. Chad Sinner working upstairs trying to take third away, but Holden gonna hold on to it as he's gonna go down low on Zaretsky. rarely see anybody get underneath Zaretsky in turn number 1. He takes a very low line in that corner on a regular basis, but Holden had a nose even underneath him in that battle in the top 3.
I thought for sure that Holden was possibly going to get around, but off of turn number 4, the last lap, Zaretsky was really, really loose and opened up the door for him. But I think he learned this time not to do that, as the great battle shaping up for 4th, 5th, 6th, all the way back. They are all in this huge clump.
There's these drivers out there trying to find position. Heck, some of them looking for a lottery ticket. Washington's lottery, created in 1992, was established to generate revenues for state programs with the sale of lottery products. Powerball, Mega Millions, Lotto Hit 5, Match 4, and Daily Keno, Washington's and Lotto scratch games give players a choice of more than 30 games a year to experience. Washington Lottery, dream big. Just like Kyle Lang, looking for a big feature win.
Yeah, as we stay green with only 3 laps to go, make it 2 laps to go now, his lead just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and while the 51 and the 30 battle for that second spot, that'll definitely help him open up that gap for what he definitely wants to see.
So this is the best battle on the track. It is 4-2 coming in here to the final circuit. As you see the white flag out, indicating one more time around. Can Zaretsky hang on? He got way low through 1 and 2. Holden with the run down the back straightaway. It's going to get tight here at the very end. Holden full send through the middle of the corner.
Off of turn number 4, though, it will be the 33. Kyle Lang, the battle is for second. It will be Holden getting the second place position. Third, John Zaretsky. Fourth, Chad Sinner. What a great run, and 3 in a row now for Kyle Lang.
All right, so we have now put 7 features on the program here today. We have got 3 to go, and they've all had their great moments. Let's see if we can continue it, because coming up now, it is the PRCBD Hornets adult version of these cars. They are going around one of our road courses. It looks like it is the traditional road course for them. Here today, your lineup looks like this. It's Bobby Houck, the 08, the Snow Valley Farms car from Snohomish, and Brad Ferris from Snohomish, the Urban Renovation number 13.
The 024 Donna Gillespie out of Salem, Oregon, and the 21L of Dustin Lytle out of Marysville, sponsored by Gutter Installer.
The third row, Brady Smith in 12B, and Matt Somerville in car number 21.
The 022 of Michael Turner out of Salem as well. The 03 of Lucas Hassenfluck out of Lake Stevens, sponsored by Cornerstone Homes.
Row number 5, Christian Miller in 77. Turbo Espresso sponsors the driver from Everett, and it's the 86 of David Dixon from Arlington, sponsored by Butch, Steve, and Zach.
The 33 of Ryan Hassenfluck out of Lake Stevens, sponsored by Cornerstone Homes. And the G2 of Brad Gruel out of Marysville, sponsored by Granite Falls Community Chiropractic.
In the 7th row, 101, Brian McNamara, the Snohomish driver in the True Line wheel and frame car. Next to him, Chase Gardner driving a Hornet today in 32C.
The 43 of Damon Claiborne out of Snohomish, sponsored by Abendroth Akeen Development. And our former champion, car number 1, Zach Bristol out of Snohomish, sponsored by Hibbs Automotive.
In the 17th position, 00 Dan Miller Exterior Wall System sponsors the Everett-based car. And the 50 to Matt Snyder from Snohomish, Handy in the Valley, his sponsor.
17S of Gino Solomon out of North Bend, sponsored by Valley Asphalt. 717 Diesel Snyder out of Cleom, sponsored by Valley Asphalt as well.
And then your finals, 20X Jackson Beckel, 19 Scarlett Fisher from Marysville, and Tegan Bjornsson taking the 59 out from Arlington, the Misfit Motorsports car. We are underway.
As we are riding along with Dustin Lytle, currently running in that 3rd spot as everyone trying to decide. We are looking 3-4 wide. That first lap of the Hornets is always the most chaotic, as everyone chasing down the 08 of Bobby Houck. I believe we're running 25 laps tonight. We'll definitely find out. 30 laps, so we got 29 laps to go.
Somebody give Lytle some driving gloves, would you please? You see him
Yes.
reaching down, grabbing the thing. Goes balancing off the 13 affairs and working his way to try to get to second. Is 3 wide with only 2 gonna fit. They somehow fit.
That was close. 21 of Matt Somerville bringing out his Stingray car to run with the Hornets tonight, as he's looking to grab I believe that 5th or 6th from Donna Gillespie. A multi-winner here is Matt Somerville in the Stingray division.
Boy, so Gillespie's car, it looked like Somerville was going to make it, and then the back end of the Gillespie car looked like it was doing that whoosh, 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 which is really hard to see with me off camera right now. But the back end of that car looked like it was occupying 3 grooves at once.
It most definitely was, but now we have a lead change. That is the 21 of Dustin Lytle grabbing the lead from the 08 of Bobby Houck, as they are looking we got really loose. Okay, we still got to get him some gloves.
Wow. Yeah, look at him working that steering wheel. That's glove worthy.
Oh,
right?
yes.
And he might hold the lead. I don't know. It's going to be tough.
He held it.
For
Close. That was close.
Well, we're going to see as they speed up coming into the corner. So it's Lytle and Houck. Boy, that was a lot of steering wheel input that he had to go through there to keep that car straight in the top spot.
Those Hornet cars have to put a lot of steering wheel input on them. You know, running bone stock everything on this car, as he is definitely hanging on for dear life for the lead.
Wow. Somerville gets around the 024 of Gillespie, and he's going to approach that front battle, but approach with caution, guys, as here comes the 77 of Christian Miller as well, trying to work his way up to the front of the field.
Yeah, that's definitely a great battle. 3-car breakaway for the mid-pack position as the 77 Miller looking to try to get up there. He's definitely been one of those, as we got Chase Gardner going way out wide and into the tires. As, Chase, you know, if I was going to do that, I'd do that car instead of the late model, though.
You were the words from your mouth to my brain, or vice versa, as I'm thinking, you know, if you're going to go explore that area of the racetrack, that is a much better division to do it in.
Yes.
And it was gentle, right?
It was a very gentle crash.
He just kind of went up and went, boop. Hello, tires. That's fine. So that's going to gather the field up as we double file start them. We do that in a lot of the divisions here in the road course for the Hornets. We said this on every program the Hornets have been on. They don't know what track they're running for the main event until the heat races come.
Correct.
So they don't have a ton of time, especially on a fast-moving night like this, to prep for what they have going, as Lytle and Somerville for the top spot. Lytle comes wide around that corner, and that forces Somerville to really, really get on the outer edge of the racetrack and maybe break some momentum.
Yeah, it looks like Christian Miller, Zach Bristol, and quite a few others, they started the back and they just slowly work their way up front, and then all of a sudden you look up and there's 5 laps going there up front. Like, how'd they get there? I didn't even notice.
That's straight out of the playbook of that guy. I don't know. Zach Bristol has done that a bunch of
Multiple times.
Yeah, they just end up being there. But right now it's dueling 21s, vying for superiority between Lytle and Somerville. Miller in the third spot, and everybody giving chase to them as they start to streak away and try to build some advantage over the rest of the pack.
Now, I believe, so Matt Somerville has raced out here for many, many years, has multiple Stinger 8 main event wins, but I don't know for a fact if he has a Hornet win. So I think he might be chasing his first ever Hornet win tonight.
So Hornet win here at Evergreen Speedway. He has a Hornet win, but it came on the dirt of all things.
Yes, yes.
So, yep, we saw him. He took a Skagit Speedway Hornet win, and I think one of his second nights there, had a Saturday night, came out and played in the clay. So looking to become even more versatile and add another big one to the trophy cabinet. He's chasing Lytle at the moment. Lytle holding them off, and you can see that gap between 1 through 3 and 4th and everybody on back rapidly expanding.
Yeah, when you start a lot of these Hornet cars, I believe we started 22, you know, this class sometimes will tend to spread out, but definitely not tonight. They are in close battles all over the racetrack as your current points leader moving all the way up from the back of the pack into 4th. Definitely, if we had the Hard Charger Awards for Hornets, Zach Bristol and Christian Miller would probably win this every week.
Those two are regularly passing 10 to 15 cars a night, but you also see a full invert every night in this division, right?
Yes.
So if you're the quick qualifier, you are starting 20th, 18th on a regular basis here. So you got to get good at passing cars, and really it develops that skill for if they ever do move on to alternate divisions.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I developed so much skill with passing cars in this division. Same thing, full inverts all the time, start 16th, 18th, going from 18th to 1st in a short 24, 25 laps. So you learn a lot in this division out here.
Well, and you've seen it too. Now, Bristol is the reigning Hornet champion. He's going for 2 in a row, but we've seen him in a mini stock before. We've seen him in other divisions as well, and you can see that proclivity for passing cars show up even when maybe he doesn't have the best equipment, but he is really good at that whole right place, right time, and not letting opportunity pass him by when it comes up in any car he drives.
Oh, yeah, and this class is definitely where you will learn that skill. Off of turn number 4, though, it is still a 4-car breakaway between the 2 21s and then the 3rd and 4th position between Christian Miller and Zach Bristol. 21 to Matt Somerville. I don't know if he's fast enough to pass him, but he's definitely fast enough to keep up with him. We'll watch to see what happens if Dustin Lytle can make a mistake, and then the 21 to Matt Somerville can capitalize. We got a good battle for 3rd as Zach Bristol looks to the inside of Miller.
Good move. Bristol down on the bottom. They are door panel to door panel coming in through the portion of the course, and you saw it from the in-car from Lytle earlier. This is where you see a lot of passing happening. It's a weight transfer section of the course. It's also a shifting course of the course. So we're going to come back. We'll finish off the PRCBD Hornet main event and have the final segment. That's coming up next here on Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11. Welcome back here to Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11. I'm Caleb Hart. He is Chad Fitzpatrick. This has been a dynamite PRCBD Hornet A main event. We are down to the very end of this. Dustin Lytle, Zach Bristol, and Matt Somerville running 1 through 3, 21-121. As they're coming through, they have some lap traffic to deal with, and we only have 6 laps left to deal with here, Chad.
Definitely have a good battle shaping up for the lead. Dustin Lytle trying to get around the 86 of Dave Dixon to put Dave Dixon down another lap. As Zach Bristol, having some issues as Dixon gets down below and is slowing down Bristol.
Careful, contact jumps up and hurts everybody there. Lytle managing to get a little bit further away, makes the sharp hairpin turn on the back straightaway, takes her wide and grabs the gas. It's Lytle in the black 21, the one of Bristol, and the white 21 of Somerville down here at the end. Our program today and always brought to you by Gene Johnson Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. We have more to come after this, but in this one, just a few. I mean, it's literally less than a handful of laps left to go for your top 3, and it has been Lytle up in front and owning things early in this from the whole way.
Yeah, a couple laps ago, that was a huge break for Lytle when the 20 or the 86 of Dixon didn't get out of the way. But we have a whole bunch of lap traffic, no clear room for the 21 of Lytle. We got all sorts of cars in front of him. He might have to use this to his advantage, but also Zach Bristol, being in this division for a long time, knows how to use lap traffic to his advantage as well.
Did you see how wide he swung there coming through? And Lytle catches a piece of a slower car coming off the corner. He is digging for it down the back straightaway to try to hold it. He'll get to the bottom and defend his position. You see the back end of the Bristol car stepping around a little bit. He's going to use that lap car as a bumper coming off the corner as we come to 2 to go, and it is getting all kinds of exciting out in front of this field.
Yeah, this is definitely a very, very close race for first, second, and third as the lap traffic not moving out of the way. You want to be careful when you're Dustin Lytle because you don't want to hit the lap car. You might pop your right front tire or your left front, and then you're out of it. They're going to come to the white flag this time by, and they're trying to get around Bjornsson, and then the 13 car, Brad Fairs, white flag.
It's not a bump to pass division, but a race is like it sometimes, depending on how intense this final lap is. Lytle trying to hold off Bristol. Somerville trying to hold off Christian Miller for third. There's Bristol leaning on Lytle back straightaway. Lytle going to go up against Bjornsson. He'll go side by side with him, force Bristol to try to find an alternate path. Can Bristol find it? He's got a lane, but can't get through it. And Dustin Lytle will get his first PRCBD Hornet win over Bristol and Somerville. As much fun as that was, Chad, now we get to the division I love probably more than anything in the history of man. Bus racing time here at Evergreen Speedway. We put them on the figure 8, and we let them roll forward. 9 buses, an indeterminate amount of laps, no transponders, just fun. The blue 2 bus is noted bus racing cheater John Peterson. Conley Glaber is the, camo green 27. Yeah. Okay. The forest green 48 is Jay Van Buskirk and the Jane Van Bus. And then the very, original Seattle Supersonic green 55, that's Lars Sandgren. The Archbishop multicolored bus, that is Steve Schoenfeld. The Chinook bus, you got a good look at that, that's Dave Roseman. The prison bus is Mike Christensen. Jeff Ritter flying the red, white, and blue as usual. And the little baby bus is Cody Day.
Green flag is out as...
That's Conley Graber.
Yeah,
that's
that is Conley Graber. We know that.
The camo-colored bus. Now, with bus racing, this is all for fun. The rules are kind of made up, right? And the points don't matter. We do not name a bus racing champion, although we all know the bus racing champion would not be John Peterson.
Correct. He can't be.
He cannot be. Employees of the racetrack are ineligible to win anything.
Yep.
Right. Prizes, fabulous or not, John's not getting one. As they're in and around, so the Chinook bus, and that's new. That's almost like a charter bus.
I think so.
Right?
I believe that the Chinook bus has been around at Evergreen for a while, but we're finally now getting it onto the track.
I just like the fact that we're getting bougie, and we are upgrading from school bus to, tour bus.
Yeah.
Later on, we'll stop at the outlet mall. We'll have some wonderful food at the food court and discuss our day.
And it's doing a lot of littering. There's a lot of trash coming out of it.
Littering. My goodness. Bad, bad, bad. Okay, so apparently we've got this note from our experts on the camera crew. If we take a look at the little baby bus, and we might get a picture of it here in just a bit, because the baby bus, there's a piñata on that.
Oh, really?
So I think the other buses need to be bashing the piñata.
I think so, too.
Wow. Department of Correction bus is dropping the rear bumper. Sir, that is going to be a fine. Don't go to jail for it. Of course, driving that bus is Mike Christensen. As they go side by side, at least that one bus is nice enough to use its turn signal and its lights. Is that JP? Did I just give him credit for that?
I think you did.
I take that all back. That guy would never do that thing. As they continue to make their circles in and through, Cody Day, the regular driver of the little baby bus, working to the inside of the red, white, and blue of Jeff Ritter. And then the Archbishop multicolored bus of Steve Schoenfeld trying to follow him through as the intersection beginning to get busy here in our figure 8 bus race.
It most definitely is. I would also say probably the most winningest bus driver in this field would be Jay Van Buskirk. He has been doing this for a long time.
He has got this knack for keeping the Jay Van Bus out of Jay Van Buskirk trouble.
Yes.
So that is a thing that he does very well. As we've got a furious battle, I think Dave finally pulling ahead here. Now, the thing on the little short baby bus is that it is a little more nimble than your other one, so it changes lines a bit easier. It also accelerates a little bit better, so that gives it a natural advantage. The problem is that it is flimsy.
Very flimsy. If I am Cody Day and I see that Chinook bus heading towards me, I am going to get out of the way as soon as I can.
Oh, absolutely. And the other drivers know this, and they know one decent little shot on the little baby bus can take it out of contention for the rest of the race.
And Cody Day is known for not stopping in the intersection either. I've seen that baby bus hit a big bus before.
Well, so if I'm right, I think Sam Day is the one mostly responsible for keeping our buses running and stuff. So shout out to Sam for keeping that up and going. As we've got moves, I have no idea who's leading. We lost track of that years ago.
Oh, when the piñata opened up,
Viva Piñata! Viva Viva! What's it dropping?
I don't know. I don't. Definitely not candy.
White rice?
It might be rice.
Huh. Well, okay. I didn't expect rice coming down. It's an excellent side dish, but you just don't expect it to fill up a piñata in a bus race.
Yeah.
Seen stranger things, but okay, we'll go for that. Also, the short bus is pulling off the little baby bus is pulling off some of the bodywork up in the front of it. I rarely make that mistake.
And you got to be careful in the baby bus because do you see that body roll?
Oh,
careful there, Cody.
It's like he has lost some suspension. He's going to go lean up against Lars Sandgren. Yeah, that's the Sonics bus, right?
Yeah, we'll just call it the Sonics bus.
It's probably
and they're still leading, but when you lean up against the baby bus, you're going to win.
Well, that's right. Baby bus has got no leverage on that deal, especially on the outside.
Yeah.
So Sandgren retakes whatever position that was, last or not last.
I think we're going to say second because I think John Peterson is, I'm like, where's he going?
Hey, though, doesn't he actually have to go through the intersection?
Yeah. I'm going to say Conley Graber's the leader.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Conley get past yet.
I don't think so.
Right, and Conley can win, and we're not going to feel bad about life.
Yeah.
John wins, we're going to be,
kind of trying to take it away.
I might sit in the corner and cry. It's possible. We got a lot of corners in the TV studio. It'd work okay.
Yeah.
So out in front continues to be Conley Graber. The best battle has been between Lars Sandgren and the Sonics Green 55 and the little baby bus of Cody Day. If I was finding myself, I'd be up to $3 as well.
Now, those are worth $100.
Oh, brutal. I got a car to fix. As they work in through the left-hand corners or the North Pole, depending on how you're calling it, the bus race here at Evergreen Speedway. The only place I know of that figure eights buses. It's pretty cool.
I think we're probably not the only, but one of the only places in the country that do
we're the
bus
only
figure
one
eights.
We're the only one with the TV show.
Definitely.
Yes. We'll take it.
We have that on them.
That's right. Nobody else sees their bus races, therefore they don't exist.
Yep.
As we continue working way through bus race, I mean, we have been sans chaos a little bit for a while. This is unlike our bus racing.
I know, and
Hold on.
Oh, my.
Oh, look at it swirling here on the front straightaway.
Yeah. I think those are those packing peanuts.
Yeah. Was that what came out of the Viva Piñata?
I think that might be what was in the piñata.
I liked the story better when it was rice.
I think we'll just go with rice.
Okay,
it's
so
rice.
here comes Day. Oh, Day's leaning. Day is feeling froggy. Day says you feel like jumping Larson Green because I'm Froggy Boy coming up and through. And
Might
then
have been a little payback there from the body lean on a couple laps prior.
And then they basically stop as the prison bus tried to close up in. And Day went headhunting.
He's trying. He's like, okay, I'm going to flip somebody now.
He saw JP and he just saw red all of a sudden. Wow. Like we make fun of JP, but I wouldn't want to put a bus into him.
Yeah, I
much.
wouldn't either. Not that much.
Through we go. So Day kind of taking his superstar turn here in the figure 8 bus race as the packing peanuts. Man, those things are swirling. That is so weird watching them from the speed cam. Oh, and we just turned the prison bus over and it slid into the Uke tires.
Mike Christensen going over.
Oh, and I think we'll throw
He's moving.
Yeah, okay, good news. We're going to throw the checkered flag here on the bus race and declare Conley Graver the winner, and not sure who was second and third.
At this point, it doesn't matter. We're good.
All right, well, let's just steamroll on because how do we stop after that? We got to keep moving here on the show. We go from figure 8 bus racing to Demo Derby. Yeah. All right, Demo Derby here on Home Track Heroes. You have got the green with yellow number 14, and that is Joey Ensminger. Jeremy Randall is the 78. 178 is J.J. Randall. Caleb Robinson, the 191, the 1414, because the number is better when you do it twice. That's Derek Beebe. And the 1776, America, that's Tyson Linth. So, 6 cars to demo, and the winner gets glory forever, green flag.
And lots of money, too.
Lots of money, yes. There
You get
is
lots of money.
big bucks on the line for you. Well, you're going to destroy a car.
Oh, yeah.
It's never going to be usable again.
No, you can. I've seen these demos. There's been a couple that have been used.
You can do some pretty serious damage with a rubber mallet.
Now,
on
I
these things.
believe they called this division. Oh, that was a good hit right there. As that was the 14 Ensminger going up and over the 178 of J.J. Randall.
We've seen the Randalls and Ensminger more than a few times.
Long time. The Ensminger name has been out here for many, many years in the Demo Derby, Bump to Pass, all that kind of stuff. But I believe this is the Chain and Go Demo Derby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. We should mention that Home Track Heroes, nice shot. Brought to you by Gene Johnson Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, your one-stop destination for all your home service needs. Whether it's fixing a leaky faucet, keeping your home cooler cozy, or ensuring your electrical systems are running smoothly, Gene Johnson says we're on it.
As we got some really hard hits between the 78 of Jeremy Randall and the 1776 of Tyson Linth.
America.
Another hard hit.
Oh, nice little rear end shot as they're coming through. Now, again, we get the Demo Derby about 2 to 3 times a year. And Demo Derby, they always go a little bit better when you're striking with the rear end because you've got radiator, you got a whole bunch of stuff up in the front. And they're aiming for the front because you take out the radiator, you overheat it, keep the guy from driving. And so there is strategy involved here in the demo.
I've heard some from other Demo Derby drivers, there's some funny strategy that you do. So you always want to hit with the rear because you want to keep your radiator.
Yep.
You always want to hit. Oh, that was a hard hit. You also want to hit with the rear and hit to the front because you want to take out their steering box too.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, I've heard that too. And then if your car dies, or if you know the car dies, and you can't get it into gear, you pretend that your car's dead, and then they hit you, and then they put you back into gear.
Aha.
I've heard multiple.
Wow.
Not from other. I'm not saying names, but I've heard that by multiple people.
When are we building you a Demo Derby car?
Probably never.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your dad would like it.
No.
Oh,
no.
you're right. Your dad would not like that.
No, I don't think anyone would want me in a demo car.
Can we build one for Dave Edgar?
No, probably not a good idea either.
Dagnabbit. This is the Sean Peters Memorial Demo Derby, by the way. Important.
Yes,
so,
very important.
As we remember Sean Peters during the run of this, taken from us way too soon as almost a good straight.
And this was one of his favorites.
Yeah, loved it to demo. Absolutely. So in and through, we still got 5 of them running in screen. We haven't seen the red, white, and blue of Tyson Linth here in a minute. He's kind of stuck up there.
I believe he'll probably be out. According to the rules, I think you have to be making a competitive hit every 2 minutes.
Yeah. So he hasn't made a hit in 2 minutes, I'm sure. Oh, big strike.
Oh.
Big strike. Look at that. That's the 14-14 because he's better with 2 numbers. Of Derek Beebe, who is laying the wood. Oh,
Hard hit.
Jeremy Randall brings the thunder, but look, he brought it with the front of the race car, and now I don't know how he's seeing over the hood.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a little bit difficult there. As
Pop that beauty in reverse and use the back now, buddy.
oh, that's a good
Wow.
one there too.
Are just shoving each other around. Who cares that it's out of bounds? It's a demo derby,
Yeah.
right?
Shove him right towards the flagger.
Well, I mean, gently, but at
Yeah.
the same time. The Ensminger 14 looks munched.
I think he might be done too.
Yeah,
Because he
that
can't
thing
move.
got some very weird lean to it at this point in time, so we might be down to 4.
We're down to 4 for sure. We got 2 more minutes on. Oh, I'm going to give one more hit to Ensminger.
Yeah, oh, just because sometimes.
and he got going
He's
again.
rolling.
So I think his transmission might have been stuck and he got hit and he got.
All right.
So we'll see.
Strategy playing it again. As they're going to line her up. Ensminger front shot, got the rear end up in the air, and that's going to kill a radiator.
Yeah, Radiator's definitely done. And look at that. I believe that's the 14-14. Yeah, I don't know how he could see out the
Oh,
front or the rear.
Right through the middle, too. I think Ensminger's shot took out him and Randall at the same time.
Well, Randall's trying to get going. I could see that.
Yeah,
He's
it's
stuck. They're stuck together.
Oh, wow.
They're both stuck
They're
together.
stuck together on the hood. They need somebody to come and, like, tag the back of Randall.
I wonder if the other drivers are going to see that and notice. Okay, now
he
they got
free.
going again.
Okay. Well, I mean, winning's important, but at the same time, I want to smash.
Yeah, you want to keep going.
Hulk smash race car. Hulk happy. All right, so we've got at least 4 still going. Somehow Ensminger got away from that too.
And that's pretty much the only door shot in demo rules that you could take. I believe you can't do.
Bang! Look at Ensminger
Oh, that
on
was
the
a good
back
one.
of the car.
And no purposefully door shots on the driver's door, too.
Yeah, I mean, they are conscientious of the safety of
Yeah.
the other drivers. They're trying to disable the cars, not
Not the
disable the
drivers.
person. Yeah,
Yeah.
very important. Well, they do have full safety gear inside these
Oh,
cars,
yeah,
too.
they do.
They're strapped up and good to go, and these guys know the value of having good helmets and up-to-date gear. As now they're just kind of circling Randall and going, who are we going to strike next, as the debris is starting to get pretty heavy out there.
So Ensminger, thinking, a couple minutes ago that he was
Wow.
done, is one of the final cars now.
Wow, what a big shot. Again, was that the 14-14 that laid that? Nope.
No, I don't know where he's at.
No, I think he was the one who just got laid into. No, it's Ensminger.
Ensminger's car is folded up like a taco now.
Yeah.
I don't even know how he's driving
So
it.
the 178 is J.J. Randall.
Okay.
I don't know who that is up at the top that's putting on the smoke show right now, but that guy has been a menace.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic. Ensminger is the green and yellow 14. Are they waving to each
They're
other?
saying that there's some hand gesture. Not anything bad, but
No, like they're just getting ready to exchange meatloaf recipes
exactly,
or something.
exactly.
And now are we all stuck? Is this how it's going to...
Is this how it's going to end?
This is going to be weird.
They're all stuck. Okay, that is the 14-14. I see
Okay,
another 14.
yeah. So the 14-14's been a menace. Like, he has been a straight-up menace, and he is trying. Look, no, come on, reverse.
There we
Yeah,
go.
buddy. All right, 14-14 of Derek Beebe is coming in for the final countdown. Oh, and that freed up another one. All right, so one of the other cars is free, and it's the 178 of J.J. Randall. All right, so it's Beebe versus there's a third car moving.
Went from
Ensminger's
having-
14 is going too.
Went from having no cars to back to 3 cars.
Okay, so Ensminger's 14 is on the right of your screen. 178 of Randall has got the American flag fin. And there's the 14-14, because one number is not nearly as cool as 2, of Derek Beebe.
And they're black flagging somebody.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, wow. Black flag. That was Beebe again laying the wood, and then Ensminger up into the back of Beebe. Somehow Randall is still moving. And Randall will line up what he hopes is the kill shot. And I think they're trying to black flag Randall.
That's what I'm
Is that what
thinking
they're pointing
too.
at? Well,
Might
okay.
have been Ensminger too.
You think?
It might have been.
I don't know. But Beebe has got some kind of...
Bumper.
It almost... Okay, so I don't mean to be morbid. It almost looks like a spear.
It kind of
At
does.
this point in time. And that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
But, oh, thump. And right in the now, if this is how it ended with the 14 and the 14-14, like melding in the middle because of the spear and the radiator joining up, like that would be perfect.
Yeah.
Now that would be serendipitous.
And there's the 178 gets going
Oh
again.
no, Randall still wants one more shot. Now, if he makes it, the last shot wins, right?
Correct.
If you're the last guy running,
Yep.
Okay, and there's a strike.
The last competitive hit, yes.
Okay, and it was competitive.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's not going again.
Yep, they're stuck.
All right.
Oh, maybe.
Look at this. Look at the. It's not smoke. That is steam, billowing from radiators and such out the middle. And yeah, there we go.
There it is.
All right. So give the win to J.J. Randall, Joey Ensminger's 14, and the 14-14 of Derek Beebe. Well, it was an utterly fantastic show again today, Chad. We literally had a little bit of every kind of destruction and circle tracking and road coursing you could ever ask for. Thanks for being on again, bud.
Thank you for having me.
Man, that was a whole ton of fun here on Home Track Heroes. We do this every Sunday night through race season from 5 to 7 here on Seattle 11. So tune in. Don't miss out. Next week on Home Track Heroes, you like drifting? It is the second drift show of the year. DriftCon will be on the air. It is team tandems and highline shootouts, all kinds of good stuff. Ben White will be here. Should be a ton of fun. Next time you can come out live to Evergreen Speedway, it's Figure 8 night. That's Saturday night, June 8th. We've got Wing Sprints, Outlaw Figure 8, Superstock Figure 8, Stinger 8s, and Hornets. For Derek and Griff on production, the entire crew of Home Track Heroes, Chad Fitzpatrick, I'm Caleb Hart. See you next Sunday night here on Seattle 11 for Home Track Heroes.
Thanks for watching Evergreen Speedway's Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11. Join us next week for more great racing from Evergreen Speedway.